Important spinels actually sits in the crown jewels, and this was for a long time believed to be a ruby, but recent gemological testing has found the Princess Ruby is actually a spinel.
Get involved with JewelleryMaker this Halloween by entering our spooktacular competition. We want you to send in pictures of your wirework pumpkin that has been inspired by guest designer Alison Tarry. Send your entries by October 30th to thehub@jewellerymaker.com. Entries will be shown on the Designer Inspiration Show on the 31st of October. JewelleryMaker offers an extensive range of creative workshops for all levels, from beginners right through to advanced. Each workshop is run by our approachable tutors who are all friendly, knowledgeable and are specialists in their field of expertise. Our popular courses are tailor-made to suit your needs and to help you get started with a new hobby or to advance your skills onto the next level. We keep the class sizes small to ensure you get plenty of one-to-one attention, so book early to avoid disappointment. For more information, contact our call centre or visit our website. As peace of mind for your Christmas shopping, any purchase you make from now until Christmas can be returned to us until the 31st of January 2015.
Welcome to the Late Show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed. As ever, it's our job on the Late Show to find and add it to your order price for each and every person out there. If you've already got your order up and running, this is going to be a way for you to make the most of your $2.95 per day on PB. Alternatively, it might be the way for you to get your order started, because we're going to price slash virtually every item in the show, and we still have premiere launches throughout. In fact, we're going to kick off with a premiere launch, probably one of the most feminine colour tones you could ever hope to see in a luxury size of pearls. So we can't really rest on our laurels here. You've got to get on those phone lines very, very early if you want to get hold of these. They're almost sort of cabochon pearls, actually. They've got a flat bottom finish, and then they've got the domed effect as well, so you could use these in a variety of different designs. When I look at them, I'm seeing femininity. It's written all over them. They're described as peach, but it's a very soft tone, you know, there's none of those orange hues in there. It's very soft, peachy pinks, to be honest. Very, very luxurious, very, very feminine, and these are the kind of associations that we have naturally with pearls anyway. Now, when you've got freshwater pearls, of course, you'd actually be expecting to pay more of a premium perhaps for this particular style, especially when you look at the size. 12 by 10 to 14 by 11 millimeters in size. You can see there that gorgeous femininity coming through, not just from the base colour of the actual mineral itself, but also from the pearlescence. So when you get that little bit of colour play, you can see the greens and the fuchsias and the golds playing on the surface of the gemstone, and that's partly because of the organic finish you've got there. So because of the irregularities, you're actually getting a greater play of light. So it's almost as though the imperfections are what make these pearls so perfect for your designs, particularly if you're thinking about bridal commissions, for example, because of course brides are synonymous with luxury bridal wear. They're going to work for your everyday pieces as well. That's the beauty of pearls. They pretty much tick every box. We know that everybody wants to have some pearls in their collection. These are the ones to add to your order. It's a premiere strand this evening, so it's never been seen before. And you know what that means. Get on the phone lines early, because this is going to be your best opportunity to get involved. We don't want anybody to miss out, and we can give you an exclusive launch price. So start dialing that free phone number, or if you are shopping at JewelleryMaker.com, click to buy now. Just $8.95 for luxury pearls in that gorgeous peach tone. Absolutely sumptuous. for this particular deal. And as I say, you could use these as the focal point of your design because they're so large and because you've got that almost cabochon-like effect from the pearls themselves. Now I'm quite privileged this evening because not only do I have price slashes throughout and some of the biggest price reductions we've ever offered you here on the Late Show, but I'm also joined by the lovely Laura Binding. How are you, Laura? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sorry to just jump in there, but
no, that's
to get everybody's orders up and running.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
What about that?
Awesome.
You like that?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Could you use these pearls in your wirework designs because they are a little bit larger?
Yeah, you could make a feature of them and then just put a bit of delicate wire wrapping around them.
Okay.
You could do like a little frame if you wanted to and then just have the pearl hanging as a centerpiece.
Nice, yeah.
So you still don't lose the beauty of the pearl, but you can still enhance
You're
it
almost
with the
drawing
wirework.
attention to it then, aren't you?
Yeah, you're almost giving it like a framing.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Very good. There you go. We will get lots of insights and inspiration from Laura throughout the evening, but right now, you need to be getting hold of this particular strand of pearls. This is how we get the Late Show up and running this evening. A premier strand of pearls for under £10. And have a look in the boutique window. See what kind of price points you could be paying for freshwater pearls. And I'm sure you're going to recognise that here at JewelleryMaker, we offer you the best value on the market. Now that's available on the website for the next 60 if you do have your P&P up and running now. If you've been watching for a little while and you were tuning in the Ration Show, you might have just seen me sneaking in at the end there to show everybody this fantastic bundle of sapphires we have coming up. Now, Laura's actually going to provide us with some inspiration for this particular bundle. So we've handed this over to Laura, so she's working with this as we speak. All 3 strands of sapphires coming from our Gems of Distinction range. They're absolutely ridiculous in terms of the way they've been faceted, the colour saturation that you've got there. One of the most high-end bundles I think we've ever brought you, and one of the largest savings. Over £60 worth of savings on this one wholesale bundle. How often do you get the chance to add sapphires to your collection at a wholesale price point? Just look at the way they're sparkling. Absolutely ridiculous. It's coming up in about 20 minutes time as our next star buy. So if you want to get hold of that, the only problem with it is a little bit limited in stock. So it's going to be first come, first serve for the first lucky people. Under 30 I think we've got, haven't we? Yeah, so less than 30 people. But if you do get on the phone lines early, that is one of the most luxurious bundles we've ever brought you, and it's available with a £60 saving. You can still see the details for the freshwater pearls that we've just launched on your screen. Oh, Super Stasher Slasher. Oh, you're not staying at £8.95? Okay. So everybody who had come through for these, congratulations, don't panic. Everyone's going to pay the same final low price. I told you we'd be able to give you an exclusive launch price. I thought £8.95 was the exclusive launch price, but producer Dion says no. She's taken freshwater pearls to £6.95.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, say for that size. They're so sizable.
Yeah.
You could just make a set out of 3 of them.
So just one as a pendant and then 2?
Yeah, and then maybe one as a ring.
Nice.
And you could have one as a centerpiece of a bracelet. So that's
actually,
like,
that's a good point because these are they're large enough to be solitaire rings. You can see there, even on my big sausage fingers, that looks quite sizable. But you could also make it the sort of focal point of a bracelet. Yeah. Actually, it looks quite nice.
It looks nice just as it is on its own. Yeah. But you know, for me, at that kind of price, I would be possibly even free because you could make one complete necklace, one complete bracelet, and then you can use the others sparingly and have them as that solitaire drop on a bit of chain, you know, maybe use your higher end findings.
I see.
It's very bridal. A lot of people tend to have just one pearl. They almost have it on an illusion, so it doesn't look like it's just that one drop of a pearl.
It's like suspended within the design. That's fantastic. And you're quite right, actually, can't you? Because with a softer colour as well, you can be a little bit more delicate with your design, can't you? And the beautiful thing about the peach tones is the pearlescence does have a golden feel to it, so it'll work with gold-plated findings, for example, but also because it's a softer tone, it'll work with the silver tones to
Yeah.
create quite elegant designs as well.
Yeah, you could create quite vintage designs with it as well.
Just seen that one customer has purchased 6 strands of pearls at that price, but I'm not surprised.
No.
And congratulations, because it is some of the most incredible value you're ever likely to see for freshwater pearls that size. Now, my producer is telling me in my ear that we have a lot of price slashes to get to, so we're not going to be dilly-dallying this evening. If you see something you like, get on the phone lines. You've got in fact, I was just about to say you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, but you don't have a 30-day money-back guarantee, I'm afraid. You've got an extended money-back guarantee to encapsulate the whole Christmas period. I think it runs until, I don't know what date in January it is, but anyway, it runs until January, so you don't even have to make your decision within 30 days anymore. It's been extended.
I can't believe it's that time of year already.
It's coming. It's coming. Right, okay, let's do our first super slash of the evening then. We're going to start with one of the big 4. Probably one of my favourite gemstones actually, emerald. The reason I love emerald is that it's prized for its inclusions. And so you do get those points of interest, you do get that individuality from each and every gemstone. And a lot of the time I think that's what we're looking for when we're creating our own jewellery designs, or of course the people that we're selling to, our customer base, are often looking for something they know is a one-of-a-kind. They know it hasn't been imitated or mass-produced. That's the beauty of jewellery making. And here we have 85 carats of gorgeous emerald. Love the variations in the colour tones here, because you've got the pastel tones that you'd normally associate with Colombian emerald, for example, but you've also got the richer forest greens that you might associate with Zambian emerald. This is in fact Brazilian emerald, and so that's where you see this sort of mixture of the 2 variations of the colour tones that you'd associate with the gemstone. The rondelles themselves are quite sizable. They range from 4x3 to 9x5. Does come from our Gems of Distinction range. I think we'd expect any of the big 4 to normally be included within that elite range of gemstones, and we're already down at under £20 for 85 carats of emerald, but we're about to take this down to Bargain Town. Normally don't use the word bargain on the Late Show, but I'll be honest, producer Dion's in the hot seat tonight, so I know she's going to be going above and beyond. She just took 85 carats of emerald under £10 this evening. I said we were going to try and find and add it to your order price so that you could make the most of that 1p&p, and if you've got an order up and running, that for me is a no-brainer, especially if you're selling your designs, because you know emerald's going to attract a lot of attention. And we were actually discussing this just before, weren't we, Laura, and saying, you know, the kind of items that might boost the price point, so that instead of achieving sort of £5, £10, £15, you can start to charge £25, £30, £35.
Yeah.
Emerald, is that something that would attract a lot of attention?
I think so, because it's recognisable, isn't it? I think that's something that, you know, if you did craft parties or if you like to give us gifts, it's something that people would recognise, you know.
Yes, true.
Even if people don't make jewellery themselves, they are aware of their birthstones and things like that. True. So it might be a matter of you can give it to someone and say that's emerald, and they'll recognise that. So for me, I think that's where you can get that sort of unique.
That's a big selling point, isn't it, with bespoke jewellery? As long as people recognise the gemstone, then they immediately understand the value that's held within the piece. And that's probably more important for presents than it is for selling, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And also, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be based on your birthstone. So it could be the birthstone of your son or of your family. So somebody could make something and it can have a collection of birthstones. So you might think, oh, I know so-and-so would love that, but it's not their birthstone. But hang on a minute, their son is, or their husband, you know, and you can make it linked into that.
If you are new to us here at JewelleryMaker and you're not aware of birthstones, then emerald is actually the birthstone for May. So if you're a May baby, get on those phone lines, because anytime you see a price reduction here on The Late Show, it's only ever available for 60 minutes. 85 carats of emerald right now, down to £10. Normally $18.95, and that's the price you're going to have to pay in 60 minutes time. Already the best value on the market, but right now you can add it to your order for less than £10. It is flying out the door, as you'd expect. anytime we take one of the big four, that's emeralds, rubies, sapphires and diamonds, under £10, you know the phone lines are going to light up. Regular viewers and experienced jewellery makers can easily recognise the profitability of this kind of bargain. That's the only way to describe it. As I said, not the kind of word you'd normally associate with 85 carats of emerald, but what else can I say when we're taking it this low? Absolute luxury. Anytime you got the big four, it's going to be luxurious and incredible value. Under £10, a true clearance price this evening, and we're not going to stay there. We are going to move on to our next deal because we've got so much to fit in. Ooh, very interesting. This is a sort of opaque version. This is the correct one. I've never seen aquamarine that looks like this. Very, very unique in its finish. I've never seen aquamarine finished in this particular way. It's a very rare variety of the gemstone. Opaque variety, in fact, and so rather than bringing out the sort of sky blue tones, it's almost sort of an off-white, almost like a pearl type colour actually. Now, it's currently available at under £10, so that means you can work with March's birthstone normally for £9.95. Quite sizable top drilled drops. They range in size from 13x8 to 17x6. We've just taken it down to the lowest price we can show you here on the live shows at JewelleryMaker, down to £6.95 for a Gems of Distinction strand of aquamarine. Quite a unique finish to this aquamarine. Certainly not something I'm used to seeing. I'm more used to seeing the sky blue tones, but this is just something a little bit different. So might be your opportunity to introduce your customers to an alternative variety of the gemstone, and all for a clearance price of just £6.95. You got to get on those phone lines early to get hold of that one. Moving on to gorgeous labradorite. Now, we know the popularity of labradorite. Of course, you voted it as your favourite gemstone for the last 2 years, and do start to take notice of the posts on our Facebook site, because I'm pretty sure voting for the 2014 awards ceremony at the end of the year will start pretty soon, won't it? I wonder if labradorite will be able to retain its title for a 3rd year running. We know why it's popular, and it's all to do with the enigmatic quality that you get from this optical effect. Look at that. You couldn't recreate that in a synthetic gemstone, could you? That is all thanks to Mother Nature. Those little flashes of colour. Traditionally, you're going to look at sort of electric blues and lime greens there, and that's exactly what we can see here. Actually, I'll tell you, the lapidus has done us a real favour here, because the way in which the facets have been placed on the gemstone, it's really allowing that labradorescence to emanate from the centre of the gemstone and give you that point of interest. And you can pretty much use that as the focal point for your design. You can base a whole design around that labradorescence. I know that it's popular with a lot of our designers out there, and as I say, our customers have voted it as their favourite gemstone for the last 2 years. We, of course, are offering you the best value on the market, even for your favourite gemstones. 80 carats of labradorite here. Quite dynamic facets that you've got on the surface of a gemstone, which I think will help to enhance your designs. They range in size from 9x5 to 14x8, so once again, you could probably make your money back just using 3 gemstones to create a matching set. I would always be tempted to set labradorite into sterling silver myself, partly because I know how cherished the gemstone is by a lot of bespoke jewellery buyers, but also it adds value instantly to your design. And I kind of feel like the stony greys and the sort of off-green tones that you get from labradorite tend to suit being set into silver. That's the way I see it. Would you go along with that, Laura? Or do you tend to go with a different metallic tone?
I do put it with silver, but I also put it with copper as well.
Okay, yeah, of course you put it with copper.
But copper and antique bronze, because it really draws the colours out of it. But then the silver really makes it quite, for me, it makes me think of like a party sort of, because it makes it really sparkle.
Yeah, I'll get along.
So I like it with both.
Yeah, it works. So it works with the warmer colours and the cooler tones as well. Well, there you go. Even more versatility. That's what we're looking for here on Jewellery Maker, isn't it? Should be $11.95. Congratulations to everybody who's watching right now, because they have the chance to grab this at a clearance price. Once again, it'll only be available at this price for 60 minutes. She's not messing around tonight. I told you, you've got to be on the phone lines the second you see. Maybe you've considered investing in these strands previously, but you haven't been 100%. Don't forget, you've got an extended money-back guarantee, so you can add as many items to your order, and you've got, what, at least 60 days to make your decision. In fact, more than that. We're not even at the end of October, are we?
Nope, not yet.
So there you go, $7.95, and add it to your order price. Definitely the best way to make the most of that P&P per day of just $2.95 is to tune into the Late Show and add some of these incredible clearance prices to your order. Look at that. Look at the definition you've got on each and every facet thanks to the Labrador Essence. It's incredible, isn't it? Love that colour tone. Real sort of starts as a sky blue tone and then moves into that electric blue tone, almost a neon hue coming through there. And it's the same on each and every gemstone. I can see that Labrador Essence coming through. We actually do have sort of violet tones as well. When I look at the back of the gemstone, obviously the face of the gemstone that's not facing the studio lights, I can get deeper colour tones there, so I'm almost seeing sort of violets and purples coming through as well. You'll be able to experience that as soon as this arrives at your door, and you can do that right now for $7.95. So if you want to get hold of that, you need to be dialing that free phone number. It is flying out the door, so congratulations if you did grab your Labradorite at a clearance price. I was just going to say, I'm shocked. So coming up in 10 minutes time, one of the biggest savings we've ever offered you here on the Late Show for Sapphire. We're going to save you over £60 for 3 individual strands. So definitely a must-have, especially for collectors or elite jewellery makers, people who may be working on those high-end commissions. You've got to add those sapphires to your order. It's coming up in 10 minutes time, but we only have very limited numbers, so. Okay, we're going to move on now to a gemstone which is traditionally believed to promote creativity in the wearer. So this could be a good gemstone for jewellery makers to invest in. I wouldn't suggest that you get it for that reason, because I don't know if that would be applicable. But I'll tell you what, love the gemstone itself. Love the elongation that you've got in the actual cut. They're huge drops, aren't they? They're pear-shaped drops, and they range in size from 32 by 11 to 45 by 12. Very, very sizable. I think you probably have to use these as the focal point of a design, wouldn't you, Laura?
Yeah, definitely. And they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Pendants, are they?
I'd say pendant. For me, I'd be thinking I would probably just have that either on a long chain and just keep it really
down
simple.
To the navel sort of thing.
Yeah. Or you could actually make a feature of it. You can make a little woven section, just kind of wrap it around the stone. So keep it really simple, but just like 2 pieces of wire woven together and then just a couple of little spirals. That'd be quite cute. Or a little tassel above it, you know, a little cluster.
I suppose for you, when you look at a gemstone, the opportunities are infinite, because you're always thinking about how you're going to embellish the gemstone with your wire work.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to think about it, and we know that wire work is our most popular discipline here at Jewellery Maker. Not only does the evidence suggest it in terms of the number of designers and workshops and DVDs, but also it was voted that way only a couple of weeks ago on the Hub. We know wire work is very popular. These are perfect for wire wrapping, aren't they?
Yeah,
you could actually mirror the banding with your wire wrapping, couldn't you?
You could, but sometimes you get stones that are so beautiful, especially with banding like that you don't want to detract from it.
Sure.
So you can keep it really simple and literally just wrap around the top of it, almost like give it a little bead cap.
Oh, sort of like the briolette.
Yeah, like
finish,
the briolette. Yeah, and then just literally have that as a drop. You could have it just as a normal length drop or as a long drop.
Yeah.
And again, like I say, add a bit of chain to it and then put a little cluster of rondelles on it.
The beauty of your style of pendant design is that you sort of create a bail in itself. So really, you've got the alternative. You've got a number of different chains. You can just put it on whatever design you feel like.
The kind of pendants that I do, I would have that so it sits in the middle and have lots of wiring around it, you know. So it's, for me, I just think you've got so many sort of options with it. Okay,
well, I'm just being told by my producer we're going to give you another super stasher slash. It should be $14.95 for 160 carats, but we're not staying there. We're about to take this down once again to a clearance price and add it to your order price of just $9.95, but for 160 carats. And I have to say, because you've got those sort of dolphin greys and the stone greys there again, it could be quite versatile, could be almost sort of unisex really. You could use that in masculine designs as well as feminine designs. And this evening, and add it to your order price, just $9.95, but you've got to be on that. We only have a limited number available. A lot of the deals you see here on The Late Show are going to be last of stock opportunities. So if you want to add that to your order for just $9.95, be dialing that free phone number right now, or alternatively, if you are clicking to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com, make sure you check out those baskets, because I don't want anybody to miss out. We'll leave that one with you, and I'm going to give you a quick heads up, because I have got this sparkly sapphire back on my desk. Oh, just 6 minutes and counting before we bring you this huge price reduction. Less than 30 people are going to be able to grab this. Do you know what? I'm just looking at these gemstones here and I'm thinking, yes, they're corundum, they're the same mineral composition as a sapphire, but actually, looking at the colour tone, those would be classified as rubies in my book. So really, you're getting two of the big four as part of this collection, and a £60 saving for about 25 people. So first come, first serve on that one. We're going to move on. And we're going to move on to gemstone that regular viewers will know that I have a bit of an affinity with. It is my birthstone. We've touched upon the importance of investing in your birthstones already this evening, but for me, moonstone not only covers the June babies, but it's another gemstone like labradorite that's going to capture people's imagination. It's going to become a little bit almost awe-inspiring really when you see that little effect that you get. Look at that. Once again, that little flash of colour coming from the centre of the gemstone. You're not going to get this from your synthetics or your imitation gemstones. This is the real deal. A gemstone that has been revered since 100 AD thanks to that optical phenomenon that we know. Oh, look at that. So I just got distracted there because I started seeing the sort of apricot and peach tones from your adulorescence. That's the name of the optical phenomenon. Look at that. See that violet tone coming through? Look at that. That's so impressive, isn't it? Now, the thing I like about this particular strand is that it doesn't offer you that elongation, so that might influence the kind of designs that you create. So a little bit broader in terms of the drops. They range in size from 6mm up to 10mm in their dimensions. 85 carats as ever, but when it comes to moonstone, it's all about that optical phenomenon known as adulorescence, and you've got it in abundance here. Currently available for $9.95, but we're taking it down to Bargain Town. Add it to your order prices right up until 9 PM this evening, and if you want to add this to your order, it's available right now for $7.95. You can see that gorgeous optical effect coming through there, known as adulorescence, those flashes. Once again, sort of sky blues and electric blues, but we've also got violet tones coming through as well, so it might influence your design, but it's certainly going to attract attention towards the jewellery that you create when you're working with June's birthstone, Rainbow Moonstone, for $7.95. It's an add it to your order price. It's a super stasher slash this evening, so we're taking it down, as I say, to that price, but only for 60 minutes. Okay, now, because we have been price slashing so many items that in just 25 minutes, we've managed to create a bit of a queue on the phone line. So if you are waiting, stay where you are. I'm being told that there is still stock remaining of many of the deals. So if you come and do something, stay where you are. A member of the help team will soon be with you to add that to your order. Stay where you are as well. You might come through at the optimum time here. We're about to take at least £60 off 3 strands of sapphire as a star buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for our first star buy. Now, this is a little bit confusing, this star buy, because sometimes when we put together a wholesale bundle, we're offering you easily the most competitive price on the market. And this bundle certainly represents that. Sometimes when we put together a wholesale bundle, it's about the luxury that we're offering you, because sometimes we're offering you gemstones that you'd expect to see traditionally set into maybe 18 karat gold. But this bundle also represents that. Sometimes we put together a bundle that's really for more of the elite jewellery makers, more of the collectors. And this bundle represents that. So really, if you want to add one of the big four, or in my view, 2 of the big 4 to your collection, or if you want to be able to create very profitable jewellery that will catapult your designs into that next stratosphere where you're working with some of the most considered gemstones on the planet, start dialing the free phone number. And if you just love a bargain and you want to save over £60 on sapphire, start dialing the free phone number. The first 23, my apologies, sorry. The first 23 people to dial the free phone number or to check out their basket at JewelleryMaker.com will be successful in saving themselves $64.95 on genuine sapphires. Clearly one of the most revered gemstones on the planet. Now, I could stand here probably until 9 PM waxing lyrical about sapphire, but I think I probably would be wasting my time. There's so many jewellery designers out there who are going to be working on personal commissions, or maybe have developed a passion for gemology and have been looking to add rubies and sapphires to their collection for some time, who are already on the phone lines. I've already got people dialing through. So if you want to add this to your order, even if you're caught in 2 minds and you just think, I need to see them in the flesh, you have until January to make that decision once this arrives at your front door. So don't take the risk of missing out this evening because you're caught in 2 minds. Get them home. What we're talking about, a P&P of $2.95, and that's going to last you until midnight. Trust me, by 9 PM I'm going to have made that worth your while, because I've got so many treats. You're easily going to be able to make the most of your 1 P&P. $164.85 looks like a considered price point here on JewelleryMaker, but when you consider the quality of the sapphires you've got here, as I say, they are so sparkly, some of the most sparkly sapphires I've ever seen here on JewelleryMaker. One of the largest variations in terms of the colour tones we're bringing you. What does that work out at? Less than £60 a strand anyway. So just over £50 a strand. That in itself is incredible value when you consider that you've got over 15 carats of sapphire on every single strand. Look at those beautiful lime greens, the golden tones. You've actually got rubies here, because I'm looking at these and some of them are offering you that sort of feminine hue, that hot pink at the edge of the strand, but by the centre stones, I mean they're rubies, aren't they? Ruby is in fact a colour classification of sapphire itself, or of corundum, which is the gemological name for sapphire. And ruby is literally a colour classification, so if it offers you a red hue, then it can be classified as a ruby. In fact, you've got more rubies over here. But even though I'm a little bit enamoured by the rubies on this strand, have a look at this. The rarest colour tone you're ever likely to see of sapphire is purple. And that is purple. It looks a little bit blue next to that gemstone. So, look at that, a purple sapphire there. There are collectors out there who have paid four-figure sums to add purple sapphires to their collection. Oh, actually on this strand, look at this. Whole row of purple sapphires. Oh yes. That's what we're looking for, isn't it? Some of the rarest sapphires on the planet, but with a huge saving. Now, as you can see, we've already started to move the price. Was available at £164. We're about to take this down to the lowest price point you're ever likely to see for sapphires of this quality here on Jewellery Maker, under £100 this evening for all three strands. So normally they're £55 per strand, tonight £33 per strand. That means you're saving over £20 on every single strand, and that saves you over £60 in total. That is a seriously impressive opportunity. That's what we do here at Jewellery Maker. There might be some people out there who are looking at this and thinking, this is too good to be true. Now, I, like you, was always taught if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. But that's not the case here at Jewellery Maker. We work very, very closely with the mine owners, and that's if we don't own the mine ourselves, and that means we can negotiate some of the most competitive price points on the market. We pass those savings on to you, and that's exactly what we've just done. We've just saved you well over £60 for what we're looking at, 50, 60, 65 carats of sapphire. 65 carats of sapphire, and that's almost equal to the saving we've made you as well. So we've put $64.95 back in your pocket, and actually, hold on, $99.95, $164.95. Is that right? Oh, 84. Okay, so if you can let us off 9p, then we've actually saved you £65, and we brought you 65 carats of sapphire for under £100. Easily some of the highest quality sapphire I've ever seen here on Jewellery Maker, and of course you're getting a few rubies in there as well. I've got people coming through on the free phone number, but I've also got people placing this in their basket at JewelleryMaker.com, so if you do want to avoid disappointment, you need to check out, otherwise you might just miss out. That will be available on our website for 60 minutes or while stocks last. If you do want to take advantage, dial the free phone number right now. As I say, your money back guarantee right up until January, so it's a risk-free shopping experience. I guarantee when you see these in the flesh and you see these sparkling away, you will not want to send that back. Absolutely incredible. We're going to move on. Yes, now we've got another incredible wholesale bundle coming up at the top of the hour. That's just 20 minutes away now. The price point we have on this particular bundle, you'd pay for the pearls alone. Classic white pearl. Sounds on those ones. Slight irregularities on the surface of the gemstone, slight elongation in the size, but very, very similar to round pearls there. You've got a real collector's gemstone, one of the rarest gemstones available in terms of kyanite. Look at these beautiful pearl nuggets, the more delicate pearls, your pyrite and your labrador, all for one ridiculous price point. It's coming up in 20 minutes time. Before that, we've got a lot of price reductions to fit in, so we're not going to be messing around for the next 20 minutes or so. Get on the phone lines early, take advantage of these reductions, and of course make the most of your 1 P&P per day. That's my job, to add it to your order prices. And right now, we're about to bring you gorgeous highlight. Beautiful gemstone in terms of the depth of colour that you've got there, that rich violet, almost a navy blue tone on some of these gemstones, and quite an interesting cut, the faceted saucer. I always think of them as being a sort of hybrid between a bicone and a rondelle. So you get the faceted edge of a rondelle, but or a bicone, sorry, but you get the delicate nature of a rondelle, the way they interlock. So ticks both boxes for me, and they range in size from 4 by 11 by 3 total. Once again, gems a distinction range. That's our elite range of gemstones. Normally, it'd already be £12.95. It's impressive as it is, but we're not staying there. We are going to give you a clearance price this evening. Wow, not messing around. We just put a crisp £5 note back in your pocket. If you're one of the lucky people to have just saved £65 on sapphires, then this could be a great way to reinvest that saving and, of course, maximise on that 1 P&P per day. £7.95 is the price point. That's our clearance price, but only for 60 minutes. So as I say, it is quite important that you get involved early. We're not putting any pressure on you. As I say, you've got, what is it, 75 days or something like that to make your final decision once it arrives at your front door, based on our extended money-back guarantee. But just have a look at the way the facets offer you that rich lustre. This is my new theory I invented last night. We'll see if Laura agrees with me. Sparkle for luxury, lustre for sophistication. You getting with that?
Yeah.
Lustre for your evening wear,
yeah.
Sparkle for your luxurious.
Yeah. Sparkle for the party, I'd think.
Sparkle for a party?
Yeah.
You like that?
Just because you can.
Just because you can. There you go.
No girl needs an excuse to sparkle.
Why not? Everyone's a magpie.
Here they are. We are.
There you go. £7.95 is our clearance price this evening for 85 carats of highlight. I'll leave that one with you. It will be available for 60 minutes. Moving on. And oh, look at this. Absolutely exquisite. Once again, quite a unique cut, but this is the traditional colour that everyone is looking for. Have a look at this. Blue topaz, probably the most traditional colour tone that you're going to find in this gemstone, particularly if you're looking on the high street. And again, you can see people paying 3, even 4-figure sums in order to get Swiss blue or sky blue topaz into their collection. This is just gorgeous, isn't it? Fantastic clarity, very unique cut, because again, it's almost somewhere in between. Actually, I think these are called wheels, aren't they? Quite similar to Rondelles.
They're just like a little bit more square, aren't they?
Yeah, and they have that sort of flat bottom finish, don't
Yeah.
they? So it probably lends itself towards certain designs, although sounds ridiculous to say, you can actually use topaz as maybe even a spacer gemstone. Have to be quite a high-end design, perhaps.
Yeah, but I mean, why not if you can get it and you can do it, you know?
Absolutely.
How luxurious is that?
Absolutely. I think this is one of the key considerations for jewellery design, isn't it?
Yeah.
No piece of jewellery is essential. You don't need a piece of jewellery.
No.
It's a luxury item. It's a way to indulge, isn't it?
Yeah, a way to treat yourself, make yourself feel a bit special as well.
Absolutely. Why not? 90 carats in total on here. I'll tell you what, if you are the kind of designer who's quite methodical and tends to work season to season, how about this for your winter designs, because you've got those icy blues there. Huge number of gemstones on the actual strand. They range in size from 4x2 to 8x3, but for me, it's all about that sky blue tone. And I've got just the right person in the hot seat for that exact scenario. Should be $19.95. If you are new to us and you don't know what I'm referring to, my producer, the gorgeous Dion, loves blue gemstones, and she tends to do a price slash on blue gemstones. Is that true, Laura?
Yeah.
There
She
you
loves
go.
a bit of blue.
She loves a bit of blue, doesn't she? Bit of blue
does.
for the Dion. There you go. £5 back in your pocket there. Oh, I'll tell you what this would go well with. The pyrite coming up in our next star buy. Look at this for a combination. You like that, Laura?
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? I did spy that earlier, actually. I had my eye on that.
You see? You like that, Dion? As if I need to ask. There you go. So that could be a good combination. That's coming up in about 10 minutes' time. Pearls, kyanite, pyrite, it's all in there for you. $14.95, that's another £5 saving, but this time for another very recognisable gemstone, sky blue topaz. Ooh. Now, what are we on? 23rd of October. So we've got a week left of this month before we move into November. Not payday, Ben. It is payday, you're quite right. We're all excited about that, of course. But I'm thinking more about investing in gemstones, because we know the importance of birthstone jewellery. We know they tend to be bigger sellers, because if you don't work in the industry and you're not thinking about gemstones day in, day out, or even if you're not a jewellery designer, of course, you at home, if you're selling your designs, you have to think about going one stage further and what's going to appeal to your customer base. Birthstone jewellery is a great way to build rapport with your customer and attract attention towards your designs. November babies, this is your birthstone. Actually, you've got two birthstones, citrine and topaz. And I'll tell you what, how about this? The sun and the sky you've got there, haven't you? The sky blues. And actually, it's quite an interesting golden tone there, almost like a winter sun, actually. It's a little bit lower in the sky, and you get that glow from the sun. So there you go, this could be a perfect, I mean, if you got hold of that topaz and you're planning to put together a piece of November birthstone jewellery, these are two must-haves, aren't they? Now, I'm going to take the topaz away. We've already done the price slash on that one. We're about to bring you 8mm polished rounds of citrine, so very, very easy to work with. We know there's so many designers out there who tend to prefer working with the perfect rounds. 8mm in size, should be $14.95. Another crisp £5 note back in your pocket this evening. If you are maximising on your 1 P&P per day, then we just put £5 back in your pocket, and you can really make the most of that 1 P&P per day, because you can add as many items to your order this evening and you're only ever going to pay $2.95. $9.95 is the price point for 140 carats of this golden citrine. November's birthstone in your 8mm rounds, so pretty much ticking every box here for the sort of more generic jewellery designers, particularly people who are selling. You've got a birthstone, you've got a polished plain round, you've got fantastic colour saturation, and we're just giving you a price reduction. Only available for 60 minutes at that price, of course. You need to be on those phone lines early if you want to add it to your order, because we're going to move on to our next deal. If you are making savings this evening, I should just say, coming up as our superstar buy, a must-have for all jewellery makers. One of the largest pearl bundles I've ever brought you, covering all the bases here. I know that some people are going to be looking at this and thinking, I love all of these coloured pearls, but I need some classic white pearls as well. Don't worry, I've got those coming up for you in 10 minutes time. So the pearl bundle coming up at the end of the show, another must-have, another huge saving. But if you are after the classic white pearls, they're coming up in 10 minutes time as part of this bundle. Look at this, absolutely out of this world. Multi-buyers coming through for our citrine, so we better move on to our next deal, which is, ooh, gorgeous fire opal. Actually, my most favourite variety of opal. Sounded like Del Boy then. That is my most favourite name. Here we go. I know that naturally people are drawn towards the pinfire that you find in traditional opal, but when I think about gemstones, I'm always more interested in the way in which they form, and you know, the way in which Mother Nature has intervened to create the perfect environment for a gemstone to be created, and fire opal for me encapsulates all of those ideals. You can see when you look at it that it's actually retained the colour tones from the lava from which it formed. So fire opal would have formed from, you know, if you think about the sort of the drama of a volcanic eruption and the way in which that magma would have been actually the skies, and often tends to sort of flow down river bends, and then as it cools quickly, because it would have come into contact with water or silica, it would have cooled quickly and retained those fiery tones that you associate with lava, really, because you've got the golden tones, you've got the tangerine hues, and it all emanates in these beautiful cherry reds. That is actually a variety of fire opal, all of its own. It's known as cherry opal. And so that's why I find fire opal such an intriguing gemstone, because it still has those very strong links with Mother Nature herself. 25 carats in total. Again, you've got that interesting shape, almost a wheel-like shape, so little discs, could be used as spacers, could be used as a focal point. Great macrame bracelets, actually.
Yeah, really good.
Fantastic, aren't they? Be a good accent gemstone. So if you've maybe got a focal point of amber or citrine, something like that, accent it with fire opal, that seems to work for me.
Yeah, just little accents again, you know, like that, and you want to just pop that sort of like
combination
colour tones them out. Yeah,
you've got the soft tones, and then you've got the warmer tones from your fire opal. If you did want to add these pearls to your order, we took them down to an exclusive launch price, but only available for about another 10 minutes or so. So you do need to be coming through on the phone lines if you want to add fresh water pearls to your order for just $6.95. Currently, this Gems of Distinction strand of fire opal is available for $27.95. But we're about to take it down to a clearance price. We've been price slashing virtually every item so far, and we've just put another £10 back in your pocket now. We're not messing around tonight, I told you. Get on the phone lines the second you see something that you like the look of, or of course maybe the saving is just too big to miss out on. So once you've seen the price slash, start dialing the free phone number. You're going to come through to a member of our lovely help team who will add this to your order. Alternatively, if you're shopping at JewelleryMaker.com and you do place it in your basket, I hate to sound like a broken record, but if you don't check out, you might miss out. So I would check out and then use the extended money-back guarantee to make an informed decision once you see this in the flesh. Gorgeous fire opal there for, well under £1 a carat, $17.95, and that represents a £10 saving. Moving on, and we're going to bring you, ooh, another gorgeous gemstone. Have a look at this, more of these icy blues. Now this time more traditional variety of aquamarine, offering you a bit of clarity and offering you some of those sky blue tones, quite icy blues, to be honest. So again, might be quite useful for the winter style designs that a lot of people are concentrating on, particularly as you've almost got a sort of icicle-like shape to these polished top drill drops. So it's, often when I see the top drill drops, they are faceted, but these have been polished beautifully, and I love the elongation you've got there, because once again, you can use these as the focal point of a design. So they range in size from 12 by 6 to 32 by 10, but a couple of evenings ago I was joined by Janet on the show, and she was showing us a few ways to include the top drill drops but into ring designs, those kind of things. You're never limited by where the drill hole's placed, are you? Especially if you au fait with wire techniques, Laura.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, there's always a way. You don't, you know, there's so many options that you're not restricted to that drill hole. I tend to use it maybe as security.
Yes.
So I might create, like you say, a woven bell or something, and just use that drill hole as my security to fix it in. So it gives
it's just
you
a guide, really.
Yeah.
It's like the pilot hole, if
tiny
you like.
little bit of extra security, really. Sure. That's all, and it gives that illusion that that piece is being held in.
Yeah,
how's it being held in? And I just think that, you know, yeah, you can really have great fun with that.
There you go. So actually, they offer you even more opportunities. It's all about becoming a bit more experimental with the techniques that you try to use in your jewellery design. And when you're working with March's birthstone, gorgeous aquamarine, you know you're onto a winner. Currently, they crash those prices. The second they hit the screen, should be $17.95 down to $11.95 this evening. So once again, more than £5 worth of savings on a Gems of Distinction strand of a very recognisable gemstone. Gorgeous aquamarine. Is this another gemstone you find people are aware of?
No, I think it's one that you'd be drawn to because it's that lovely.
Because of the colour.
Yeah, because of the colour of it. And you know, a lot of the time people just are drawn to that gemstone because if it's a beautiful gemstone, which I haven't come across a not beautiful one really, but you know, if it really sort of shines, it's just going to get their attention. And again, it's a nice base. It'd go with so many things. You know, it'd go lovely with the rose quartz and.
Oh, absolutely.
Those
I like that. The baby.
Yeah,
pink
the baby kind of colours. And again, it's nice. Present to give somebody who's expecting, if they know what they're expecting.
Yes,
not if you're not.
Or if you don't know, maybe use both. You can use aquamarine and rose quartz.
Put a bit of both in, yeah.
And then you can't go wrong. I can't think who would be drawn to blue gemstones. $11.95 this evening for 135 carats of aquamarine. Don't forget, that saving available for 60 minutes. I've got to move on. We've got a lot to fit in. And another opportunity to bring you moonstone. This time rainbow moonstone, very, very high quality. I know I'm not going to have any trouble showing you the adulorescence in this particular strand. It's a wash with it. Look at that. Whole spectrums of colour in some of these gemstones, so you get little rainbows that live inside the gemstone. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Again, you know, I could spend all night sort of waxing lyrical about this gemstone, telling you the scientific intricacies of how this optical phenomenon comes about, but I don't think I'm going to have time for that because once again we are able to offer you a clearance price for top quality gemstones. I would be over the moon if someone offered me rainbow moonstone of this quality and not the price point, particularly when you see the colour play. Just look at that. Because of the way it's been faceted, it just really brings it to the forefront of the design, doesn't it? Looks phenomenal. $16.95, as low as we can possibly go this evening, and that represents an £8 saving. That's a 33% saving on this particular strand. Look at that. I mean, you could just use one of those as the pendant in a design, as long as you're working with, I would say, sterling silver. Probably be a £15 to £20 piece of jewellery, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you could keep it really, really simple. But then, you know, if you bought like those sapphires earlier, you could make a really lovely high-end piece of jewellery with that.
Absolutely.
With quite a minimal work, yeah.
Can you imagine accenting rainbow moonstone with perhaps purple sapphires? Can't even imagine how much you'd have to pay for that from a you know, a professional jewellery designer, because of course I don't even want to think about it actually. I'm going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on and we're going to give you another opportunity to own November's birthstone. Another sample of topaz, this time white topaz, so again another traditional variety. And you do have master jewellers actually using white topaz as an accent gemstone these days, sometimes in place of diamonds, because you can get the clarity from the larger carat weights. You see that people are starting to accent with white topaz instead of the very small included diamonds. So that's one way of integrating topaz into your design. These are a little bit larger, so they're cushion cuts, traditional cushion cuts, but they have been checkerboard faceted, and they range in size from 8mm up to 13mm in size. Again, perfect for bridal commissions. I'm thinking about a gemstone with this much clarity. What about matching it up with some pearls and just going for those delicate tones? You like that, Laura?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
A tiara, perhaps?
Tiara. You could do, you know, a lot of the fashion at the moment is to have like that front sort of head.
Yeah, the little dangle. Yeah, I know the one.
Don't know the official, but you know, and you could just have that little drop just down. That would look really lovely, like for that winter wedding kind of thing. That little drops of ice.
we're about to take it down to $11.95. Once again, it comes from our Gems of Distinction range. Don't worry, those pearls will be available in about 1 minute's time. $11.95 is your price point this evening. It's a clearance price for 65 carats of November's birthstone faceted cushion cut white topaz. I've got to leave it with you because we've got one more to fit in. Everybody knows this is my favourite colour tone because I'm such a girl when it comes to my gemstones. Have a look at the femininity that you're getting from this strand. Now you could be forgiven for thinking this is morganite. From the colour saturation you've got there, it looks...
It's quite peachy looking,
yeah,
isn't it? It's got
absolutely.
That's one of those where I'll go, oh, is that rose... Oh, hang on, it makes you question it.
Totally agree, and actually if you... with your morganite, and I probably wouldn't pile too much carat weight and morganite into the designs. I'll be quite considered with how I use that. One of the most revered gemstones on the planet, certainly one of the most feminine gemstones on the planet. Well, you can see that I was shocked to find out it was morganite. That goes to show you how rare it is that we actually have morganite on the channel. Sometimes we have very saturated rose quartz that almost borders on morganite. That's actually what I thought this gemstone was until I saw the classification. 85 carats for $29.95. Oh, you don't... I don't think we should be moving the price on this strand, if I'm honest with you. Is that just my personal love for morganite? Maybe. £10. What are we doing? I'm shocked. This is a gemstone that we actually do have a very special relationship with here at the Genuine Gemstone Company. We are fortunate enough to own the largest cut morganite in the world. Well, I say we, the royal we. Steve Bennett owns the gemstone. He's the owner of the company. And actually, if you do look at the recording of that, or if you're ever fortunate enough to come here and you go to visit our gemstone museum, you'll see a very, very similar colour saturation, because his morganite, which is about 850 carats, actually has that peach tone to it, doesn't it, Laura?
See, that's why when you said, first thing I thought when I looked at the screen was that that's got to be morganite, because it's just got that recognisable. Oh, look.
There we go. Probably not the best angle to see. Actually, you can see the peach tones in the base of the gemstone there as it comes round. I mean, there you go. So that's about 10 times the carat weight that you've got on this strand, but I think you might have paid more than 10 times the price. We've got to move on. Oh, we're going to... Okay, so we are going to bring you the Pearls Kyanite Bundle in 1 moment's time. First of all, try and fit in as many deals as we can. Return to June's birthstone. Isn't this your birthstone as well as mine, Laura?
Yeah, I'm a June baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. This one. Look at that fantastic silver shimmer that you've got from the agilorescence on your grey moonstone there. I love the alternation between the peach moonstone and the grey moonstone, because that could be a design in itself.
Yeah.
Although it would be quite gem heavy.
I think it makes it it's a tricky one.
Yeah.
You could almost, if you could work a way of setting those grey ones as cufflinks.
I was trying to think whether it was possible to make
you almost want to prong set it to make it into a kind of a cufflink. If you could do that, you'd have really cool his and hers.
Can you do that?
Don't know. I've got enough to work with at the moment. I'll try.
I was thinking about a commission.
I could try.
Okay, right. Okay, so keep one back, because Laura and I have got a project in mind.
Yeah, I think it could.
Making the big ducks and
doable.
cufflinks. Everything's doable, isn't it?
It's got to be doable.
Just some time to work out how you're going to do it. Normally, wow, for that carat weight, it's $27.95. You can tell I've fallen in love with this, not just because of my birthstone, but just have a look at that gorgeous adoration, that shimmer that you get on the surface of the gemstone. Was it 27 down to 17? Good point. Producer Dion saying you might as well just stock up for Christmas right now with these prices there. £10 savings, £5 savings flying out all over the place, and this is no exception. 245 carats of moonstone here, and each and every gemstone is pretty sizable as well. They range from 12 by 11 to 23 by 22, so you could easily make your money back with one gemstone here, making, well, I'm thinking this as a pendant, to be quite honest with you, and that's a £20 piece of jewellery, isn't it, based on the carat weight you're going to be working with. Lots of people multi-buying these deals to make the most of the savings and of course to maximise on the P&P per day. £17.95. Don't forget, every single time you see, where did I take that from? Price reductions on the Late Show, they're only available for 60 minutes, so check out your baskets, get it home. We're offering an extended money back guarantee to cover the Christmas period, so you can't go wrong this evening, especially with £10 savings. Time now to save you some more money, because it's star buy time. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time for another star buy, and it's another wholesale bundle, but on this occasion not only are we offering you a huge saving, but we're offering you probably some of the most popular gemstones we stock here at Jewellery Maker. Actually, definitely some of the most popular gemstones we stock here at Jewellery Maker, because in fact I'll start with your favourite. We've got labradorite irregular wheels, I guess they'd be classified as. They are faceted, so you do get that labradorescence coming through, the mixtures of the blues and the greens and even the golden tones coming through on that. Another favourite gemstone for a lot of designers is pyrite, because of course it offers you that metallic tone that you might associate with precious metals, but in a genuine gemstone, and the coated varieties are always popular. So you've got 50 carats of labradorite, and then you have got 60 carats of pyrite. So you've got a huge number of gemstones on that strand, because, just work out, because I think, yeah, I'm right, it's more than 30 centimetres. In fact, it's more like 40 centimetres, I think. 40 centimetre strand of pyrite as well, and that's sort of a violet tone. I think it's classified as light blue, but I think there's a slight sort of purple hue in there as well, to my eye.
What, the little in
the pyrites, yeah.
I think it's like an electric blue.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Maybe that's just that metallic tone that you get from pyrite that's bringing out the colour tone. Perfect accompaniment, of course, to a very collectible gemstone, one that people get very excited about, and very rare to bring you carat weights of this size. Kyanite. Such a rare gemstone. We don't have it every day here on Jewellery Maker. I'm just thinking, solitaire kyanite rings, if you're selling the kind of venues where you have, you know, an educated or informed customer base, solitaire rings of kyanite, they almost won't believe you've managed to create more than one. It's so rare. Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that I'd want to talk to them about and explain about the fact that, you know, kyanite's not that, it's hard to get hold of. It's not, and to get it in that cut as well.
Absolutely.
Because of the way that it's kind of got like a sharding, hasn't it?
Yeah, and the cut itself actually lends itself to the gemstone itself, because you can see the way the inclusions actually create quite an interesting dynamic to the gemstone. So Laura's talking there, it's almost like so it forms in these column-like forms. So really impressive gemstone. The reason it's so rare to get hold of this is that traditionally we mine for it in the Himalayas. So not an easy place to go mining, of course. People spend years and years of their life planning expeditions to the Himalayas, so to go mining there, not an easy task. So these three gemstones, collectible, popular, and you might find that the labradorite and the pyrite form the perfect accents to your kyanite. But this has to be the fastest selling mineral here at Jewellery Maker, pearls. We know that a lot of people start to elevate their hobby into a small business when they start to receive bridal commissions, and classic white cultured pearls are traditionally associated with bridal designs, but also everyday pieces. That level of luxury and sophistication that we associate with jewellery design is pretty much encapsulated within a pearl, isn't it? If you think about Mother Nature spending that much time spinning those silks to form those gorgeous little cultured pearls. If you were to invest in this particular bundle any other time, based on the quality and the size of these pearls and the rarity of your kyanite, for example, you'd be expecting to pay well over £45. 48 something or other. 48.70. There you go. But under £30. Wow, another hefty saving this evening. This is a must-have for, I would say, all jewellery makers, because we know the popularity of labradorite and pyrite. We know the rarity and the collectability of kyanite and then pearls. I mean, these three classic white pearls. And here you've got the irregularity in your pearl nuggets here. These are sort of top drilled, so those might almost form kind of vine leaf like
you can
settings within a tiara, or
make little
maybe
flowers out of them.
Ah yes, of course, pearl flowers, maybe for a hair comb, something like that.
Yeah, in fact they look quite pretty just along a hair comb, just in that layout, just as they are like that.
Because they sort of
they kind of zigzag
interspaced, aren't they, on the strand itself. I mean, these aren't too far away from being rounds. They are slightly elongated in their size, and you do get the little rings on the surface of a gemstone. That's credibility. People will recognise it gorgeous, especially maybe with your copper, your antique bronze wire.
Yeah,
those look gorgeous, wouldn't they?
They look really, and again, like you say, that's more vintage. I mean, I've got a friend, one of my friends' is mum at my daughter's school, and she's a florist, so she's a self-employed florist. But she's, you know, for her, something like that, she would interspace them in with the flowers as well. And
my sister had that at her wedding in June. She had thistles and red roses, but with white pearls in it.
And you know, and it's very common to just dress up your. I know that's going down a different road again, but you know, there's so many different things that you can use it for.
Absolutely. As we said, the possibilities are endless. You're only ever limited by your own creativity. So if you have an idea, have a little experiment. Try to add these concepts into your jewellery design. $29.95. Unfortunately, we had fewer than 50 this bundle available. Well over half the stock's already been allocated. If you've got it, if you're one of the 10 people that place in your basket, check out now, otherwise you're going to miss out, because I've also got about 10, 15 people queuing on the free phone number. Looks to me like that's going to be a sellout deal, so as I say, check out right now to avoid disappointment. I've even got phone buyers coming through to multi-buy that. I don't blame you. Kyanite and pearls. I mean, it's not very often that labradorite and pyrite take a back seat. But as part of this bundle, I have to focus on the incredible quality of these pearls and the incredible rarity of your kyanite. We do have to go to a quick break, I'm afraid, so we'll be back in just 2 minutes, but don't worry, because the price slashing continues. Stay where you are.
Join guest designer Debbie Bulford as she takes you on the fascinating journey of creating face canes using polymer clay. In each chapter, Debbie will guide you through how to create each part of the face. Then, with the final chapter, advance your skills and learn how to add detail and character to your piece. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
JewelleryMaker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, JewelleryMaker are never far away.
I love chips and nuggets. Ever since I first joined the company nearly 3 years ago, I've been absolutely hooked. What I love are the varying sizes, the varying shapes, varying colours, and most of the gemstones that we carry in our stock have some sort of chips and nuggets, right from what I call the tiny little microchips, right through to the nuggets, right through to the big ice cube boulders. There's just such an array of sizes and shapes, and they lend themselves so well to macrame, to wire wrapping, to rosary link, all sorts of techniques to use, and you can make the simple, delicate little bracelet right through to the enormously heavy, chunky bib style necklace. I just adore them.
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. This is of course the Late Show and my name's Ed. I am joined by the very talented Laura. You alright over there?
Yeah.
What are you working on at the moment?
Working on some cabochons.
Oh, cabochon designs. We must have some cabochons coming up then. Letting you all in on the secret, and while we are doing that, can we have a look at what? The cabochons. I'm not sure I've got them right now. Sam will sort it out for us. I'll tell you what we will have a look at, our superstar buy this evening. 10 strands of pearls. Now we've actually not brought you too many 10 strand super savers very often. You saw how popular that last bundle was featuring pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold on.
Count one twice.
Have I counted that one twice because it's tangled up? There we go. So 10 strands of pearls as part of this particular bundle. There it is. And we're going to take this to a superstar buy price. Now, all I'm going to tell you right now is that I only have double figures of availability on these. I know it's going to fly out the door. It's going to be one of the most popular bundles we've ever put together, especially when you look at the variation in the sizes and the colour tones on the pearls. You've got femininity, you've got contemporary looks, you've got classic vintage looks, all from one bundle. Double figures of availability. First come, first serve. Start dialing before the graphics hit the screen. So when we're doing the superstar buy intro, start dialing then to make sure you don't miss out on that. Well, I do have the cabochons here. We did just want to show everybody these cabochons. They're coming up in about 15 minutes time. And we'll even have a little bit of inspiration from the lovely Laura as well. Just put her under pressure there, I think. But don't worry, before that, we have got quite a few deals to fit in. Sorry, Glenn, just moving that around. We're going to move on. We're going to continue to give you incredible deals. Pretty much wholesale opportunities all night here on Jewellery Maker. I think a lot of the deals we bring you on Jewellery Maker all day long would be considered wholesale deals when you compare to other suppliers. We know that not everybody's going to have the buying power that we have. You know, independent craft stores can't necessarily offer you the same value as we can. I suppose you might think, well, the only drawback is that you've got to pay for P&P. 1 P&P per day, no matter how many items you add to the order, and these are essential items. They are your rose gold plated head pins. They're 50mm in size, but you've got that little point of interest there, that little delicate intricacy on the top of the head pin. 5-pointed star. We know that these iconic shapes are always going to end up being big sellers, like your hearts, your moons, your stars, and therefore if you are planning Christmas craft fairs, these could be perfect, because not only do you have that star, which actually does have associations with Christmas, doesn't it, if you think about the top of the tree, but also a little bit of warmth from the rose gold plating. So if you are thinking about the kind of jewellery you might wear during the winter period, you might actually be looking for a warmer tone. So rose gold could be perfect. You actually get 100 50mm head pins as part of this particular deal. You can see there everything you're going to get. And let's have a look at our price point this evening for an essential finding. $6.95, and add it to your order price for 100 head pins. And of course, they are 50mm in length, so you could easily use these with some of your larger gemstones. I'm just thinking maybe some of the slabs even. Or as the feature of the design, you can simply use the rest of the head pin to form the finding itself. So you can actually form your shepherd hook from the finding, can't you, once you've gone through the
Make it all in one kind of thing.
Yeah, an all-in-one design. And that way the star will sit at the front of the design, so it becomes a little feature.
Yeah, there's lots you can do with them, really. You can sort of flatten them and fold them up against a stone as well, and then sort of leave a little gap and then bring it up as a normal head pin. So it's and I've also just got on a bead and put 2 of them through and pulled them, and then done a little loop, so you have stars at the edge of the stone as well, and popped it onto chain. Just looks really cute.
Absolutely. There you go. So again, possibilities are endless, so have a little play, and you can afford to do that with this particular deal because you've got 100 head pins on there. They're all 50mm in length. So we're going to move on, and we're going to bring you a Cabochon collection. Are these part of it as well? We can't fit them all on the display board. That's already a good indication that you're about to get some incredible value, and I've just seen that you get over 900 carats of amethyst as part of this deal. So unless it's like $89.95, even that is ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look how many gemstones you've got there. This is actually my favourite. The one that hasn't made it onto the displays is easily my favourite. Look at this. I love the colour tone. Look at the depth to this gemstone. Tell you what, that gives you a bit of leeway for some wire work, doesn't it, Nora? Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
Love that gemstone. Cabochons, of course, quite useful for a number of different disciplines, really. Wire work pendants or cocktail style rings, for example.
Yeah.
Soutache designs.
Yeah. Clay, you know, you can set them in.
Polymer clay, yeah.
Polymer clay, the friendly plastic. You can create your own bezels for them.
Fantastic.
You know, I think there's a lot you can do with cabochons. I think, and when you get that kind of amount, you get a lot to sort of practice all the different techniques on, you know.
Yeah, and certain sizes and shapes will suit certain sort of a style of design, won't it? And others will suit others.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just noticed this. I've never seen this one before. Sort of diamond-shaped cabochon has a similar depth to the one we just looked at, but quite a unique shape. Love that. Oh, really? Okay, no dilly-dallying then. We've only got 11 opportunities available in stock. Over 900 carats of amethyst, as I say. Some of the larger ones haven't even made it onto the display board. Oh, my word. Be careful, Ed. One of the most recognisable gemstones on the market, particularly at your craft fairs. $27.95 for 935 carats of amethyst. I'm going to do a quick count up for you, because if you are thinking about particular designs, maybe pendants or solitaire rings, it will give you an idea of how many designs you could create. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So, £1 a cabochon. £1 per cabochon. Got to leave it with you, I'm afraid. It looks like it's going to be a sell-out deal. There you go. Too many cabochons for our display board there, so for that kind of price, you're laughing. Moving on. And watermelon solar quartz. Now, I know this is popular with lots of jewellery makers. Laura and I have launched a strand of this together once before in the late show, haven't we?
Yeah.
Really, once again, you can use this to inspire and inform your design. So the fact that you can see the way the crystal formation has come to fruition actually helps to add to your design. And they can almost behave as cabochons, can't they? Because you've got the larger surface area on there.
That's that kind of thing again where you can use that guidance hole as a security.
Yes. And so you can set it into a traditional bail, or you can be a little bit more free-willed with your wire work, for example. Yeah. But it doesn't just have to be wire work. You can integrate these into a number of different designs because you do have the drill hole, and I love the colour combination as well. The fuchsias and the greens. We know it works because Mother Nature came up with it. It is accounted for in the colour classification because it's watermelon solar quartz here. Plain drop, so you've got that beautiful polished finish that always gives you a very high-end look to your designs. They range in size from 8mm to 19mm in size, so those larger ones are quite significant. They are definitely going to attract a bit of attention. Statement gemstones, you might say. 155 carats, available right now for $11.95, but we're not staying there. It's time to give you another clearance deal. Not messing around tonight, are we? $9.95, so under £10 for over 150 carats of watermelon solar quartz. As I say, we know it's a popular gemstone here at JewelleryMaker, and I think we know why. Once again, always important to actually consider what your customers are looking for, and when you're investing in a bespoke design, you want that link with Mother Nature. You want to know that Mother Nature's played a hand in creating the gemstone, where you can see that in the crystal formation on your watermelon solar quartz. If you want to get involved, it is available for under £10, but only available at that clearance price for 60 minutes. So get on the phone lines right now. They are flying out the door. We're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. We're going to fit in another deal before our next star buy, which just so happens to be this collection of cabochons and the twisted wire. It's all included in one bundle here. Have a look at that. Even larger variation in the sizes of the cabochons here. Laura's creating some designs as we speak. And I love the inclusion of the gold wire with the colour tones, those sort of zesty lemon-like tones that you've got on these cabochons. Absolutely perfect. There's a lot of cabochons going on there, look at that. Whoop. That's coming up in about 5 minutes time. You don't want to miss out on that deal. Sorry, Glenn. Glenn's on cameras tonight, so I was teasing him there, moving it around. Oh, another opportunity to own fire opal. My favourite variety of opal. And I think probably there are October babies out there that might never have heard of fire opal. They might not be aware that there are alternative varieties of opal. They might just think of that sort of jelly opal where you get the colour play. Imagine introducing an October baby to a new variety of their own birthstone. That could be quite an exciting opportunity in itself. And very, very rare to find, but we've actually got some pinfire within this fire opal. So as I say, you're not going to see this every day. It's quite rare to find this optical phenomenon. I might not even be able to transmit it on screen, but it's certainly there. You see that, the greens and the marmalade tones coming through just on the tip of the gemstone, maybe. There it is, there it is. The pinks and the greens in this gemstone here. You'll have to look a little bit closer once you get it home. As I say, you've got an extended money back guarantee all the way until January now to cover the Christmas period. So literally no risk involved, especially at the price points that we are giving you on Genuine Gemstones. 80 carats of fire opal this evening in your organic nuggets for £12.95. I know for a fact that Mark Smith is driving home because he's been doing a workshop today, so he's going to miss out on this deal. That means there's one more to grab. So get on those free phone number right now, or of course at JewelleryMaker.com. You've got to be in quick for this one. Limited availability. You can understand why, because it's an 80 centimetre strand. You do get the graduation in colour. In fact, the colour graduation is done for you on the strand. But just have a look how many gemstones you're getting there on an 80 centimetre strand. Often referred to as a double strander, because of course it is more than, it's actually more than twice the length of a traditional strand here at JewelleryMaker. £12.95 for 80 carats of fire opal. We're going to move on because it is now time, amazingly, to bring you another star buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for another star buy, and this is a wholesale bundle, but it's already a pretty impressive deal if we weren't including the wire, which we are. So you've got 10 metres of your 0.8mm twisted golden wire. So there you go, full reel, 0.8mm, 10 metres, and then you've got that twisted effect there. So a little bit of texture added to your design instantly if you're working with this particular reel. And goes a little bit further, doesn't it, as a result. Then we have got over 700 carats of Botswana agate, but in the lemon tones here. So often when we think of Botswana agate, we think of maybe more of the earthier colour tones, the browns and the greys. This, however, is offering you more of these sort of lemon or buttercup tones. That is gorgeous, isn't it? Look at the banding on that one. I can't decide what's the best way to set that. Do you want it like that? Almost looks like a spider's web. Use it for your Halloween designs. You have to work as quickly as Laura though. Well, you got over a week. Yeah. I love that one. That's not the only one. You've got this beautiful coin shape, but you also got your oval cuts. Again, quite sizable. Oops. There you go. Look at that. Again, unique banding on every gemstone. Wow, look at the crystal formation in the centre there. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I'm thinking maybe about using these larger ones for a cuff bangle. Set into a cuff bangle like that, Laura?
Yeah, yeah. I just love them. I love anything with a bit of interest. So, you know, the banding on them is so beautiful. Just every single one of them is a feature for me.
Really? Well, I'd have to agree with that actually, because they're quite sizable. But the banding as well, so much interest in there. Yeah. People are going to be. It's almost like when you stare up at the clouds. It's like, what can you see in the banding? Yeah. And I think this morning Gemma Crow had created a wire wrap pendant featuring, or she might not have created it on the show, but she's certainly wearing one. And they really do become features of your design. They draw the eye towards the piece of jewellery, don't they? Now you haven't just got the larger cuts, you've actually got a more delicate size, if you like. I mean, you can see that as a wire wrap pendant, still quite sizable, but just not quite the same impact. It's not a statement piece of jewellery, it's more like an everyday pendant design.
Yeah, and
perhaps.
that's the thing, isn't it? It's nice to have that variety, because not everybody likes those big pendants. People like that more delicate touch.
Absolutely. Oh, look at this. I'll tell you what, how about this for a wire work ring? Because it's a bit of a alternative shape, almost looks like a shark's fin or something like that. Because it's quite a dynamic shape. I'm thinking, actually go that way, play on the elongation of the finger. I know about design, don't worry about that. Can't do any of it, but there you go. How about that for a ring? You like that, Laura? Yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
And you've got a more solid colour tone there, haven't you? A bit more of an amber shade to that one.
You've got a nice little mix.
So something for every jewellery making scenario, whether you're a wire worker or a soutache designer, maybe you do both. Why not get involved right now, because we're also including your wire, and it works out that as part of this wholesale bundle, buy your cabochons, which are pretty much an essential for a lot of jewellery makers these days, get your wire for free. Gold coloured twisted 0.8mm wire, and we've had a text from Carrie, sorry, I can't read. That's going to be a problem. Carrie, my apologies. And your 10 metres of 0.8mm twisted golden wire, which you're effectively going to get free of charge as part of this bundle for $24.95. Normally you'd pay that for the cabochons alone. Again, I'll give you a quick count up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 on this particular sample. That might fluctuate slightly. You might get 19, you might get 22. It will always give you 710 carats as a minimum, and that means that as part of this deal, effectively, you're getting the wire for free. Now, I know what you jewellery makers are like, so don't, I'll have to just qualify this. Don't phone up and try and get me in trouble and say, no, he definitely said I could have some wire for free. No, only as part of this bundle. $24.95, you get over 700 carats of Botswana Agate cabochons, and then your wire added onto that bundle. So it's the equivalent of getting your twisted 0.8mm wire free of charge this evening. Lots of people coming through for that one. Again, if you've got it in your basket, check out. I don't know what people are waiting for. They're waiting basically to miss out. That's what they're waiting for. That's the only scenario I can see. If you've thought about it, if it's taken your fancy, you don't have to make your decision now. Decision making process begins when it arrives at your door, and of course that's now been extended until January. So there's literally no risk involved. The only risk is if you do leave it sitting in your basket without checking out, because then of course a phone buyer comes through and says, oh yeah, I'll take 2 of those. Somebody's going to miss out. So I probably wouldn't run that risk, but up to you. If you have got it in your basket, my advice is certainly to check out. But congratulations if you have just added that to your order, because it does mean you've got over 700 carats of those gorgeous cabochons heading your way. We are going to move on. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the show, the 10 Strand Pearl Bundle. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So yes, we are going to take this to a wholesale price point. Virtually every size and colour of pearl you could ever want to own, but only double figures of availability. So first come, first serve on that deal. Start dialing early. Which one is it, sorry? I can't find it. Oh, here it is, sorry. I don't know how it managed to evade me. They're big enough, aren't they? All of the gemstones are absolutely humongous. Have a look at this. Love the combination of colours as well. The purples and the blues work. The golds and the blues work. The golds and the purples work. Can't go wrong with that combination, can you? Classic colour combinations there. That's coming up for us in about 20 minutes time, so not long to wait at all. And we're going to do a bit of a double star buy at the top of the hour to mark the halfway point. Have a look at this for a combination. Your purples, your turquoise tones, and a multicoloured strand that sort of ties them all together. So that might become your sort of transitional strand for these two. Actually, they work pretty well, all individually as well. So again, classic combinations there. In fact, it's a similar combination because you've got the golden tones on this strand alone. There you go, that's coming up for you at the top of the hour. Double star buy, not to be missed. We're going to move on. We've got a lot to fit in this evening. Another treat for the wire workers out there, I would say. Huge slabs of tiger's eye. This is your traditional golden tiger's eye. Again, interesting optical effect, and you can see it there. Fantastic sample, isn't it? That sort of cat's eye-like effect known as chatoyancy, the way the light plays on the surface of the gemstone. 600 carats in total. Love that. Chatoyancy, have you seen this? The way it's moving, almost like in levels through the surface of the gemstone. These are your faceted slabs, so they're quite sizable. They range from 38 by 17 to 43 by 29. Again, I suppose the versatility of golden tiger's eyes is going to work with any metallic tone, Laura.
And it's unisex as well.
Ah, good, yeah.
I think that's quite unisex. You could make a lovely macrame bracelet and just have that as the focal. And then again, that would be unisex if you use the right sort of leather or hemp.
And in that respect, it lends itself towards sort of everyday designs.
Yeah.
Or if you did want to make it the focal point of sort of a cuff bangle for an event, it would work there as well.
Yeah.
So again, possibilities are endless, and I think there's a lot of people looking at this and seeing pendants as well. $14.95 is your price point for 600 carats of tiger's eye slabs. Definitely going to become the focal point of a number of different designs for so many designers, and immediately I've got a massive influx of wire workers or soutache designers or macrame experts coming through on the free phone number. If you want to add it to your order, you need to get in early on a lot of these deals. They are last of stock opportunities, and I don't want anybody to miss out because they can't make their mind up. You don't need to decide right now, but you do need to make the most of your 1 P&P per day. And once you've got it home, you have until January to make your final decision. $14.95 for 600 carats. We're going to move on. More rainbow moonstone. It's almost as though someone knew I was presenting tonight. Have a look at this. Because genuine little rainbows living inside each and every gemstone here. Hopefully it's going to come through on screen. I can certainly see them. Every time I turn it towards the studio lights, I lose the rainbow and just see the blues. You can see it, yeah? I can see a rainbow. See a rainbow too. Look at this. This is some of the highest quality moonstone you're ever likely to see, and I don't just mean here at JewelleryMaker. You'd be happy if you saw this set into 9 carat gold on the high street, wouldn't you? Based on the adjurescence you've got there, based on the sort of clarity from one aspect, so you see the clarity, and then when you look a little bit closer you get that optical phenomenon. Violets, electric blues, greens, oranges, yellows, reds, purple tones as well. Absolutely spectacular. Certainly one for the June babe. Seriously, it's normally 33p a carat, and you're going to go lower. just taken the equivalent of your P&P off the price of this particular strand, taking it down to $11.95 for 45 carats of rainbow moonstone, some of the highest quality moonstone we've ever brought you here at Jewellery Maker. Absolutely spectacular. You need to be on the free phone number right now for this one. This is, for me, what epitomises rainbow moonstone as a gem, because you don't have to search for the edge of fluorescence in any of these gemstones. It's just there. It's at the forefront of your design. It is, for me, what represents this gemstone. We saw, you know, the alternative varieties earlier in the show, where we're looking at the sort of more metallic shimmer you get from your grey moonstone. But I think people are looking for that flash of colour, aren't they? That's what's going to help to enhance your designs. I mean, you could literally take 2 of these, put them maybe on gold-plated sterling silver shepherd hooks. You actually make a profit off 2 gemstones. That has to be a £15 pair of earrings at least.
Yeah, and again, they're wearable. You can make them, they're really nice if you did them for a bride, because then the bride could wear them for the wedding, but then still be able to wear them for every day.
Yeah, because
so
they're not, they're not so traditional that you couldn't wear them as an everyday piece.
Yeah.
That's quite an interesting concept. If you are receiving bridal commissions, for example, you might like to make quite sort of eclectic pieces, because then you're adding value into the design. You can say, you could wear this afterwards. Of course, a sort of a very intricate tiara, you're probably not going to wear that down to the pub on a Friday night, but you might wear your droplet moonstone earrings.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there you go. Now, our studio lighting not doing us a lot of favours here, but we're still definitely able to see that colour play that Rainbow Moonstone offers you. And when you get this home, you are going to be mesmerised by just how sumptuous they look. And you will definitely be able to see those little rainbows when you get it home. Full spectrums of colour. Huge number of people coming through on our free phone number. Congratulations to everybody who's multi-buying that strand as well. It is phenomenal. Gonna keep it moving. Okay, people know how I feel about pink gemstones, but I think it's not uncommon, because when I think of jewellery design, particularly bespoke jewellery design, I think of feminine luxury. That's what I think really encapsulates what we're trying to create when we design our own jewellery. But we don't want to just have to work with the agates and the jaspers of this world, even though they do have their place, but we don't want to just have those denser gemstones. We also want the chance to work with top quality gemstones, gemstones that offer us those Parisian pinks, if you like, that beautiful femininity. And you don't want to have to compromise in terms of the quality or the cut. And that's why we've put together this very delicate collection. Now, they are large carat weights. You've got 45 carats here across 3 gemstones, so an average of 15 carats on each gemstone. Just have a look at the consistency of colour there. Again, actually, it's not too dissimilar from the morganite we saw earlier. It almost has that pink, that peach hue, coming through. Strong pink saturation there. It's still delicate, it's still feminine, but you don't get those little inconsistencies in the colour. You can definitely see that pink hue throughout the entire gemstone. And we haven't even got on to the cut yet. Look at this concave trilliant cuts. So you can see that concave cut. You might like to have a sort of open gallery, an open setting for this gemstone, so you can make the most not only of the depth of the gemstone, but the fact that the cut is mirrored on both sides, known as concave. And then look at that. You'd think that would be enough of an impact, but no. The lapis goes one step further, creates even further intricacy on the gemstone. Look at the way it's been cut. It's almost it's like a fanned step cut, so they're not all created at the same angle, so you do get a greater play of light. You get that sparkle again, don't you? Yeah. Sparkle for the party. Okay, now we are very, very limited in availability. I know that it's going to be a considered purchase. for elite jewellery makers. Well, not in terms of the price, but in terms of the cut, because you're going to be already, the cogs are going to be turning. You've probably got 3 or 4 different designs in mind already. We're not even going to stay at the original price point. 45 carats here. I mean, again, you could easily see these set into pendant design. Whoa! £5, well, just over £5, sorry, per stone here. £5.33 per gemstone. They are huge. The 2 outer gemstones are 19 by 14 millimeters in size. The central stone is 22 by 16 millimeters. I mean, that is a pendant all day long, isn't it? I mean, quite an exquisite pendant. Again, the kind of item that you would expect to see set into precious metals. In fact, I'm not even sure you'd see carat weights like this on the high street. You don't traditionally, do you? They're much more delicate cuts. These are real statement gemstones. The gemstone of true love, but it's all about the colour tone for me. I know that the cut is very, very intricate. I know that producer Dion has taken it down to a clearance price. She wants these to sell out tonight. But for me, I just can't get over that colour saturation, that rich pink tone, that femininity that you've got from your gorgeous rose quartz. Again, could be a fantastic profit maker if you're selling at your Christmas craft fairs, for example. These are the kind of cuts that are going to get you noticed. People will start to set you apart from other crafters. You know, there is definitely a place for people to have quite niche craft fair stalls. So maybe you just create wirework pendants. Maybe you just create macrame bracelets. But when you do spot the designer in your craft fair who has got that beautiful concave cut that has that gorgeous saturation, that baby pink tone, and then when you look a little bit closer, you can see good value, and they want to know that they're buying from the most accomplished designer in the room. Did you say that, Laura?
Yeah, I think it's just about making that eye-catching piece of jewellery, something that catches people's interest.
Absolutely.
You know, if you had a pendant like that, it's substantial, it's going to catch someone's eye.
Definitely.
And again, like you say, if someone is, you know, I know it's not said, but it's said to be the gemstone of friendship and of love, so it'd make a really lovely gift. And again,
absolutely,
it's that colour tone that will go with everybody as well.
Totally agree. And, you know, some people might be a little bit standoffish about pinks for men. I wear pink gemstones all the time. I wore one last night. In fact, I wore rose quartz cufflinks last night, and they were flower shaped. Some people aren't as comfortable with their masculinity as I am, but you know, I think I can pull it off. I'll tell you what, you might be able to use the 2 outer gemstones as cufflinks actually, and the larger one as a feature pendant maybe.
You could make it as a pendant, you could make earrings out of it. You've got a beautiful gift set there, haven't you, really?
There you go. Congratulations if you did manage to grab that at a clearance price this evening. We are moving on. Ooh, another opportunity to own solar quartz this evening. This time more traditional variety. So instead of having those watermelon colours, easy for me to say, you've got more of the sort of snow white tones with the moss green inclusions. This is more of your classic solar quartz, and you can see the way, again, the crystal is formed from that little impurity, that little imperfection in the very early stages of the crystal formation. 240 carats in total. I love the way these have been faceted. Got those irregular triangular shaped facets on the surface of a gemstone, so the light is dispersed in quite an interesting way. It almost dictates the way the light will move across the surface of a gemstone. So that makes them perfect as sort of statement gemstones, doesn't it? If you're going to use them as pendants, perhaps. That's the way I'm seeing these right now. Again, they always have a cabochon-like feel to them, so they might lend themselves to those sort of wire wrapping techniques or the soutache designs. But what are you going to do with your solar quartz? That's the question. 240 carats in total. They range in size from 23 by 13 to 40 by 28. And they're available right now for under £20. But that's not your price for the next 60 minutes. Producer Dion, a maverick, we all know that. You enjoy her usually from 9 AM till 1 PM, but she's decided to join us on the Late Show tonight. and she keeps the clearance prices coming. She's just gone down to £12.95, so saving you well over £5 on this particular strand. And again, very, very significant carat weights in each and every gemstone. In fact, do a quick count. 2, 4, 6, 7 gemstones. That one's obviously much more sizable than the rest. So, what would we say here? Well over 30 carats on average on each gemstone. You'd probably say that that one's probably over 40 carats in total, wouldn't you? So imagine having the opportunity to offer your customer over 40 carats on one gemstone. That instantly justifies the price point you want to achieve, doesn't it? So if you've created a sort of wire work setting or cage or wrapping for the actual gemstone itself, put it on a beautiful chain, that has to be a £15 to £20 piece of jewellery, Laura, surely.
Yeah.
With the size of the gemstone.
So sizable, isn't it? And again, that's one of those that you could just keep simple as it is, or you know, you could treat it as a cabochon. You could decorate it. Imagine that with like those little, were they pyrites? Those little sparkly blue ones.
Yeah, they'd be beautiful.
You know, they'd really add that pop of colour to it. So you know, you could really.
Or
play
even,
about.
I was thinking, if you wanted to go down the monochrome route, you know, we had those very delicate spinels last week on the show. You could
Look
do
gorgeous.
a soutache design where you framed the solar quartz with the black spinel to create a monochrome look. That'd be quite nice, I reckon.
I'd probably just net one and then do a frame around the outside of it and just weave in and add little stones as you go along. So
Nice.
that stone will still really pop, but you'd have all those.
You'd have the little points of interest on there. This is an interesting concept, isn't it? Layering up your design. So you need something that's going to attract attention, but when people look closer, you want them to notice further detailing within your design.
Yeah.
So there you go. £12.95 is a clearance price, once again available for 60 minutes. We're moving on, and we're going to bring you one of our cluster chains. So these are our rows. It's going to be ½ metre of gold-plated chain set with carnelian rondelles. The rondelles are 2 by 1 millimetre in size, so they're quite delicate, but again, you get a high impact from the colour tone. Again, slight range, slight variation in the colours, mostly giving you that sort of tangerine vibrancy, but some of them are a little bit deeper in colour, so almost a sort of cherry tone there. Absolutely gorgeous, especially set into the gold-plated sterling silver wire, because again it adds warmth, but it also gives you a feeling of sort of opulence, doesn't it, the gold plating. Just have a look at that. Last night we were looking at some strands and we were saying how ridiculous it is to offer them because they're like the length of your arm. This is no exception. ½ metre of gold-plated sterling silver carnelian chain. Look at that. Length of my arm. Love that. It will suit so many different designs. I think orange gemstones are going to work all year round. Adding warmth, working with your pastel tones. You've got those sort of fall colours there as well. Actually, you know, to recreate this, I think we worked out it would take like 4 or 5 hours, and that's if you could source the materials. Laura's looking at me as if to say, absolutely not worth it.
No, it's totally not worth it.
Don't even think about it. Buy the chain.
Yeah, buy the chain. Anyone who knows me knows I have no patience in the world to sit and do that.
You don't really like creating uniform shapes over and over again anyway. You like to express your personality in your wirework. Yeah.
Get bored of it in 10 minutes.
It's not to do with practicality for you, it's to do with design, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of wirework.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us create the chains and then integrate them into your designs. You do get ½ metre here, as we've stated, and a huge carat weight of carnelian, 20 carats in total, down to £24.95 for the next 60 minutes. So if you want to add this to your order, as always, you know how to do it. Dial the free phone number, click to buy now, and check out your basket. Unfortunately, very limited availability on that particular chain, because we know that these sort of wire wrap chains are always going to fly out the door, as we say. Time savers, but also they just add value instantly to your designs. Fantastic. $24.95 available at that price for the next 60 minutes. Moving on. Another opportunity to own Beryl this evening. This time we've got a beautiful combination. It's a bit of a family reunion on the strand itself. Well, Morganite and Aquamarine, probably two of the most prominent varieties of Beryl available. Maybe only rivaled by Emerald, really, these two. And we've already given you the opportunity to own both Morganite and Aquamarine. Right now, you can own them both. This is probably the heaviest saturation of colour we've seen in our Beryl this evening. The Morganites are just absolutely delightful. But look at those sort of Santa Maria blues that you've got in your Aquamarine. Aquamarine. Tripped myself up there. Santa Maria is a particular region in Brazil where you used to find the most prestigious variety of aquamarine. We've actually depleted that resource now. There's no more Santa Maria aquamarine. But these are the kind of colour tones you used to see. So rather than it being a sort of icy sky blue, far richer colour tone. I mean, some of these are almost ranging into royal blues, aren't they? That's what you want to see in your aquamarine.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
These are the varieties that have made it Mark Smith's favourite gemstone this year, and he's even hedged his bets to say that he thinks it will oust labradorite as the favourite. What's your favourite gemstone of the year, Laura?
Turquoise.
Turquoise?
It's always my favourite gemstone. It is my favourite gemstone.
And we've probably been a little bit more successful in sourcing it this year.
Yeah, there's been
it's
quite
so
a
rare.
bit.
We've had quite a few
and it's been a really nice little treat to get them. Yeah, the genuine, because it is hard to get genuine turquoise. So,
absolutely.
But, you know, for me, I love any of the blues and greens. So.
Oh, so you like being on Dee's shows then, because she always gets a lot of blue in there. Aquamarine, this is the colour tone you're looking for. Quite rare to find colour saturation like this in your aquamarine. I mean, some people might favour the more subtle colour tones, and we've accounted for those as well, because you can see here you do get the icy blues on the strand as well. I mean, everybody knows my favourites on here as well. Morganite almost looks like kunzite actually, because you've got slight purple hue in some of the gemstones as well. So fantastic that you can get the real McCoy faceted gemstones, so you've got that traditional sparkle, you've got that gorgeous colour saturation, but we can offer you the variations which open up the design scope on the strand. Hold on a minute, $14.95. Pete's not even here to scapegoat. I'll have to take responsibility. Yeah, hold on! Just because you got blue gemstones doesn't mean you have to devalue aquamarine and morganite, Dion. What do you mean, hopefully they're not watching? They better not be watching. Unbelievable. I tell you what, we should just be happy, really, because it's our job to make genuine gemstones as accessible as possible, and there's a lot of quite impressive jewellery makers out there buying 2s, 3s, even 4 strands of this. I'm not surprised, really, because if you know that somebody has a particular draw towards March's birthstone aquamarine, or maybe you know somebody who likes really girly gemstones and you want to make them a beautiful pair of cufflinks, then why not invest in this strand? $9.95 for 95 carats of multicoloured beryl. But in my view, what you've got here is morganite and aquamarine. Maybe that's how we get around going to these ridiculous prices, by calling it by its gemological name, beryl.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like we're offering gemstones that were exclusively sold by Tiffany's when they were first discovered for less than £10. It's a clearance deal, and we are going to have to leave it with you because it's time now for another Star Buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for another Star Buy, and actually, we've got a double star buy on this occasion, so we're going to bring you 2 wholesale bundles and quite similar colour tones in both. Actually, do you know what? 1p&p per day, I'll probably grab both of these, because then you've got your statement gemstones and your accent gemstones. Have a look. Actually, can we have a look at all of these together first? So you've got your statement gemstones in this collection, and then you've got your accent gemstones in this collection. So there's your accents. And then here comes your statement gems. This is actually the one we're going to bring you first. Have a look at that. So I think we're going to bring your accent gemstones in 1 second. So first of all, have a look at these. All of the colour combinations work beautifully together. However, all of the gemstones are so large, you're probably going to want them to be the statement gemstone in every design. So gorgeous lapis lazuli, quite traditional lapis lazuli as well, because you've got that royal blue tone, and then you've got those golden inclusions. It's actually iron inclusions, and they're pyrite really. That's what forms the golden inclusions on your lapis lazuli. I love the way that's been faceted, checkerboard faceting there. So again, you get that very traditional play of light. That's almost mirrored in the amethyst. Very, very traditional, intense purple tones from your amethyst there. This is basically, the way I describe it is, it's amethyst purple. That's how I think most people are going to make that association with the gemstone and the colour. And then have a look at these. November's birthstone, beautiful citrine, 65 carats in total, faceted droplets. Almost look like sort of honeycomb kind of cuts, don't they, in terms of the finish that you've got there. Faceted citrines. They're briolette cut because they are absolute, both in terms of their colour saturation. Normally, the citrine alone would set you back $39.95. So, well, I think that you can understand that, because just look at the golden tones. I've seen citrine with less colour saturation being sold in bespoke jewellers, for heaven's sake. So this is some top quality citrine, and look at the way it's been faceted. 100% confidence from our lapidary work on that gemstone. So you know that there's nowhere to hide when you're faceting a gemstone like this. You've got to have the colour saturation, you've got to have the clarity, and this definitely has it all. Regular contributor to the show, Tinkerdell. And congratulations, Della, for winning one of our suites of jewellery at the weekend. I saw the one you won, it was rather beautiful. And Della says, when you see blue, you know what to do. Bye. Pretty much. Your producer Dion's in this chair. And, oh, have we got any blue in this bundle, everybody? Oh, yes. Now, normally, if you were to invest in these 3 gems of distinction strands, it'd be £92.85, already representative of the best value on the market, especially when you consider that you've got over 400 carats, of gemstones here. Have a look at this. This goes to show you the quality of the situation. Whoa, down to £49.95. That's a £40 saving. So if you invested in the sapphire and this bundle, you've saved £100 tonight. In fact, more than that, £110 or something. That's amazing. Now you can see these are the designs that Laura's put together. She's been focusing on the citrine, setting them with gorgeous pearls, but interspacing the yellow sapphires in there, canary sapphires on the edge of the citrine there. And the same with the briolette cut citrines here. I mean, these are for your party season, aren't they?
Yeah, and I used
champagne sapphires, they look like.
I used the findings that I think the Armwood said was on earlier on today.
Ah, so these were available on the morning show.
Yeah, and I used the 925, the gold-plated 925 sterling silver.
Brilliant.
And all the sapphires went on them, so those earrings are completely 9 carat sterling silver.
It's 9 carat
sterling silver.
Gold-plated sterling silver,
which
from
again,
start to finish,
Yeah.
just helps you to add value to your design in the first instance, but also justify the price point. If somebody's caught into your mind, you can explain. It's gold-plated sterling silver, champagne sapphires, and briolette cut citrines, high carat weights, beautiful colour saturation. You're not going to have too much trouble selling that design, are you?
No.
Be perfect for a sort of personal commission if somebody is looking for that bespoke piece, and you start to bring out these gemstones and show them the briolette cuts and the accents of sapphires. They know they've come to the right person.
It's high end, isn't it? And it's, I mean, it is simple, but it's wearable. I think it's, and again, it's a perfect gift kind of thing. But I mean, I'm just wrapping this up now quickly, and I'll just. I don't know if you can see, but I'll pop it on my pliers. This is what I would just hang from a simple shepherd hook if I wanted that bit more sort of simple. This is what we were saying about having that, just wrapping them with the wire.
Absolutely, because it just provides them with another point of interest, but it also shows how high-end the gemstone is, because that's the way it's been treated.
Yeah, it showcases it. And again, these I would simply put on a pair of shepherd hooks. And then I would wear these every day, personally, because that's, you know,
your everyday piece.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, if you were investing in a £50 pair of earrings, probably unlikely to get carat weights like that on the high street.
No, and the clarity of them is so beautiful. I mean, I've only focused on the citrine because I've been a bit busy. I wanted to team them with the sapphire and show it as a combination.
Absolutely.
But I've literally just picked up the lapis, and I'm about to work on something with that. I had ladies in the workshops admiring these, and this strand here is just beautiful. It's like you say, it's not something that you see very often with the lapis, that cut and that size.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? And again, if you're offering people larger carat weights with a larger surface area, you need to be 100% confident in the colour saturation and the sort of the density of the gemstone, so you know that you can create that very uniform checkerboard facet. No problems with this particular strand. It's available right now, $49.95 for your lapis lazuli, your amethyst and your briolette cut citrine, and that represents a saving of over £40 on that bundle alone. But let's give you an affordable opportunity, pretty much the same colour tones. You could easily use these as your accents, and this might be the perfect way to maximise on that 1 p&p per day, because you've got what looks like turquoise but is actually dyed magnesite. So it's your turquoise magnesite. This is the reason we have a problem sourcing genuine turquoise. The market's often distorted. Some people will sort of create this turquoise magnesite and then advertise it as turquoise. That's the problem we have. You're never going to find that here at JewelleryMaker. We lab test each and every gemstone to ensure that we are offering you what we say we're offering you. And these are magnesite wheels, so they're a little bit more delicate in size. I mean, they'd work perfectly with the lapis lazuli, for example. Oh, I love that combination. Use that on the neckline. One of these as your feature pendant, for example. So you get 30 carats of your turquoise coloured magnesite. They're 4 by 2 millimetres in size. And then you've got everybody's favourite in terms of how well received it is. 55 carats of amethyst, sorry. Polished wheels there. They range in size from 4 by 1 to 7 by 3. Quite a huge number of gemstones there. And slight irregularities in the size and the shape, so they're definitely going to add to your design. People will instantly recognise that you're working with amethyst, and all 3 of these strands are going under £10. So if you do want to take advantage of this deal, start dialing now. This is your multicoloured quartzite. So here you've got your sort of pastel greens, your sky blues, your buttercup yellows, even your neon purples, a few jet blacks in there as well. So can't go wrong with that one. Something for every scenario. Perfect accent gemstones, but of course maybe you want to create beady beads, or maybe you want to frame a cabochon using these smaller faceted rondelles. That might work rather beautifully. Once you colour graduate them as well, you have a far greater idea of the kind of designs you can put together. If that's how you work, maybe you love the more erratic style which they've been placed on the strand. 3 strands going under £10, and that includes this strand of amethyst $8.95. Don't forget, the lowest price point we can bring you for any one individual strand is $6.95 on the live show. So as a minimum, I mean, I personally think that looks more like $8.95 on its own, that amethyst, but let's say as a minimum that strand is normally coming to your screen at $6.95. That means you get this strand and this strand for £1 a piece as part of this particular deal. That is a true add it to your order price. That is how you're going to be able to make the most of your 1 P&P per day. So if you've paid $2.95, if you were inspired by Gemma Crow this morning, or maybe some of the designs you saw on the inspiration show, this is the way to maximise on that 1 P&P per day. Maybe you've already taken advantage of some of the clearance prices we brought you tonight. 3 strands for $8.95, that is a must-have. Start getting on those phone lines now. That works out at £3 for your amethyst, £3 quartzite. Pretty ridiculous. We're going to leave that one with you at $8.95 as people come flying through on the phone lines, and we're going to go to a quick break. Is that correct? When we return, the clearance frenzy continues, and of course, more incredible star buys. Don't go away.
Join guest designer Debbie Bulford for this exciting Polymer Clay accessories DVD. Debbie will guide you through a variety of projects, including pen tops, charms, badges, buttons, and how to create the animal print look. This DVD is ideal for all levels and great to have some fun with the kids. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
I like the fact that it's a really versatile medium, that you can, you've got no restrictions with it. You can create lots of organic designs, but you can also create a really structural designs as well if you want to. You can mix it with all of your different techniques. You can mix it with polymer clay, with kumihimo, with macrame, and it's just so versatile. You can just do so much, and there's just no limit with it.
If you love classic jewellery, then why not come and join guest designer Gemma Crow on our vintage workshop. Gemma will guide you through various beading and wirework techniques which will inspire you to create timeless designs from a bygone era. The full course includes a selection of wire, a selection of findings and charms, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a visit to our gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. Have a blast from the past and take home some amazing designs. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Join guest designer Liz Welsh as she guides you through how to make beads using friendly plastic. Liz will teach you how to make an array of different shapes and patterns, including round beads, wrapped and tubular beads. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. So, to get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to the Late Show here on JewelleryMaker. We are having lots of fun, and we are joined by the lovely Laura Binding. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
What are you working on now?
I don't know yet.
Don't know yet? You can't decide, huh?
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, I don't know.
Do you have this bundle over there? You have the Superstar Buy at your disposal.
That's what I made the necklace with.
Oh, of course, you used the peach pearls, didn't you, on the neckline? For the citrine and sapphire necklace, yes.
I'm deciding now what to do.
To be honest, I can understand why you're having trouble, because the possibilities are endless when you've got this number of pearls. 10 strands coming up as our Superstar Buy, only available for, I'm just going to tell you, 77 people. That's how many people are going to be able to add 10 strands of pearls to their order this evening. Let's face it, that's not enough to go round.
They're gorgeous.
I've seen the price point as well, so I know it's going to be popular. Basically, this is my word of advice for the evening. As soon as we go to the star buy intro, start dialing the free phone number. Don't wait till the graphics hit the screen, otherwise you're going to miss out. There's going to be a hefty queue on the phone line for this pearl bundle this evening. Whenever we put a 10-strand multi-saver together, it's a sell-out deal because of the value we offer you. Never have I brought you a 10-strand bundle of pearls. Probably our fastest selling mineral here at JewelleryMaker. It's going to be a sell-out deal, and you actually have a pearl for every occasion as part of this bundle. But only for 77 people. We'll put the quantity on screen. We'll show you how quickly they're flying out the door. You must be on the phone lines early. Please, please don't wait around to see the price point. It's going to be amazing. Trust me. Get on the phone lines early. You can always change your mind. You can always make an informed decision once you get it home. In fact, you've got until January to decide. We've extended our money back guarantee. Please don't dilly-dally on that one. Otherwise, you're just going to miss out. That's, you know. Okay, single figures of availability on this one. It is going to be a little bit more limited for this segment of the show because it's luxury for less. We know the popularity of amber. That's why we're left with just a handful of these strands, particularly in the plain rounds, because they're so easy to work with, aren't they? Very, very lightweight, your amber, of course, and that's going to lend itself perfectly to designs. A lot of expert designers telling me that this is probably one of the most requested gemstones at craft fairs, if other than turquoise, in fact. A lot of people say amber and turquoise.
Yeah, that's my mum's favourite.
Amber?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was always, if I ever wanted to buy her a present, it would always be an amber piece of jewellery.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What do you think that is, just a link to nature?
I don't know. It's just think she just loves the amber.
She likes the colour tone. She likes that
loves
golden glow.
Yeah, I think so. And I would always have to buy a pair of earrings or bracelet. But it got to the point where I ran out of things to buy her because she just had pretty much every pair of earrings. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I mean, I know that she would love it. It's one of her favourites.
There you go. Well, if Mrs. Binding, yes.
No,
Oh, she got remarried.
No, I'm married.
You're married, yeah. Did your mum get married?
Well, no, but if I'm married and I'm married at Binding.
Oh yeah. What is wrong with me? You might have kept your name. Happens these days.
It does.
5 ml rounds of cognac amber here. Let's have a look at the price point. $19.95 for cognac amber. Okay, first come, first serve. Single figures of availability. In fact, we've got less than 5 remaining in stock now. That's how quick they're flying out the door. There you go, less than £20 for genuine amber. It's going to be a sellout. Moving on. Ooh, another length of chain. This time, a metre length. So, the length of both my arms, pretty much. Can't do that. But there you go. Look at this. Is this what I think it is? Is this Peridot set into rose gold? Love that idea because then you get the warmth from the metallic tone, you get the vibrancy from the Peridot, and you've got 30 carats of Peridot on this, and we're going to go very low on our Peridot. These rondelles are 3 by 1 millimetre in size. You get a metre length. But once again, single figures of availability. You've got to get on the phone lines early. $19.95 is your price point currently, but we're not staying there. We're taking it down to Bargain Town. Down to $14.95 for a metre length, the Peridot. I'm going to count the Peridots on this. Let's forget the fact that somebody spent hours and hours creating individually hand-root rosary link chains from rose gold plated sterling silver wire. I bet these sell out before I can count the Peridots. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46. How many have we got? Oh, 2. Oh no, I'm not even halfway. 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64. Not even halfway, 60 odd Peridot halfway, so over 100 on that strand. We're moving on. And we're going to give you another cabochon opportunity. Thank you. Gorgeous, Sam. Ooh. Lapis Lazuli, cabochons. Have these evaded me? Don't remember seeing them. Oh, single figures, once again, luxury for less, but you do have to be on the phone lines early. We know the popularity of cabochons. We've discussed it at length throughout the show. Perfect for wire workers, soutache workers, and I'm sure there's a multitude of other ways you can set a cabochon into your designs, of course. In fact, macrame designs featuring the cabochon as the pendant is fantastic. 970 carats of lapis lazuli here, and if you want to get involved, start dialing now. We're not going to mess around. $17.95, but we only have a handful remaining stock. They are flying out the door. You do have to be quick during this segment of the show. You can see the variation in the sizes and the shapes there. Moving on. Here we go, look at this. That's what I think it is. Oh, it is. Okay, one of the rarest gemstones in the world, found not just from one location but one mine in the world. We did go a little bit in depth last night talking about citrine and the way it forms and how rare it is to bring it to you, and I think there would be a lot of very, very experienced jewellers out there who will say they've never even seen ametrine, and yet I'm able to bring it to you 2 nights in a row here at JewelleryMaker. That just goes to highlight the buying power that we now have as a company, but also because we're part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, we can negotiate some of the lowest price points available on the market. We are probably, I don't know for a fact, we're probably on first name terms with the guy who owns the mine in Bolivia where ametrine forms. Not me personally, but the owner of the company is a gem hunter. He flies all around the world, and if we're able to source this, it makes me think that we probably have some links to that mine. So I don't know for a fact, and I'm sure there's some people at home saying, I don't believe you. $27.95. Where's that tumbleweed when you need it? Should be $27.95, and we're just about to take it down to 195 carats of ametrine. Whoa! $17.95. Well, believe that. $17.95. £10 price. Imagine if this was amethyst like this for this kind of carat weight for that price. You'd already be on the phone lines. Yeah. But for ametrine.
Without sounding wrong, for me that's more appeal for me because it's that mix of the gemstones.
Yeah.
I love I do like amethyst.
Yeah.
It's because I don't wear a lot of purple, but because you get the ametrine and it has that mix of the citrine and the purple, that's what makes it appeals to me more.
It's the love child of these two gemstones, Mother Nature's hybrid gemstone. You can see these are the two gemstones and they both start as the same gemstone. They both start as amethyst. It's only due to the heating process, the intensity of the heat and the pressure that Mother Nature applies to amethyst that makes it form into citrine. Now, there is one vein in the world where you get a hybrid, so you can see the lemon tones and the purples. Looks like it's going to be another sellout. I'm not surprised at that price, so congratulations if you came through for that one. Fantastic. That is a very, very impressive. Oh, sorry. I was looking like, oh. Here we go. It's one of these comprehensive findings collections, but this is a seasonal one. So this is designed to be used during the autumn season, I believe. The only reason I say that is that you've got sort of fall colours. And that one doesn't want to sit there for some reason. So you've got the 4 colours in your gemstones. And you've got smoky quartz, Mckay, and it looks to me like it's carnelian because you've got the variation between the tangerines and the golden tones. Could be red agate, I suppose, but certainly you've got the 4 colours. And then you've got this huge array of very interesting charms or findings. Depends how you're going to use them. You could use them in earring designs, I suppose, but I just think that they're designed to be used as charms.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of variations here. You could use them in a variety of different ways. You could use them as leaves, or you could use them as feathers. Some of them have more of a plumage-like feel to them, don't they?
They look a little bit like angel wings.
These ones
that
just look like angel's wings, don't they? So if you are trying to create more of the sort of ornamental pieces, and they're crying out to be used as angel wings, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's so cute.
Gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
And so you've got huge variations, almost like sort of fern leaves, maple leaves. Then you've got more delicate examples. You do get a metre of chain, like a skipping rope. That's how much you've got there. This is all silver plated copper, by the way. And then you've got your traditional findings as well. So you've got your S-shaped hooks, your spacer beads, your ear wires, your lobster claw clasp, your spacer beads, your jump rings, your little tubes, and even your shepherd hooks in there as well. So all in all, 250 carats of gemstone nuggets and 140 pieces of silver plated copper, all for one very low price point. $29.95 for the autumn collection. And as I say, some of these are going to pretty much transcend the seasonal designs, because the angel wings might be perfect for your Christmas designs. They're going to be perfect as charms all year round. And of course, smoky quartz, carnelian and Mckay are always going to fit the bill because of their versatility, because of those earthy colours. They're going to work with anything, aren't they? $29.95, another must-have combination of findings and gemstones there, all for a wholesale price point. We're going to move on. Got to keep it moving tonight because we've got so many clearance deals to bring you. Gorgeous silver Keshi pearls. Again, we've discussed the universal popularity of cultured pearls throughout the show, and of course we are going to end the show tonight with a wholesale deal, 10 Strand Super Saver on cultured pearls. But right now we've got the Keshi variety, one of my favourite forms of pearl, because you do get that organic quality from the irregularity in the size and the shape. And these range from 7x8 to 11x8. That is an approximation because you can't ever say for sure with the Keshi pearls. I love the imperfections and the irregularity on the surface of a gemstone. It catches the light and gives you that fantastic pearlescence that people generally associate with the gemstone. On top of that, you've got this beautiful silver tone, which is again synonymous with jewellery design, so you just can't go wrong, can you? Leaf-like shape to the Keshi pearl, that's the way I see it. That's just my personal interpretation, but
they would go lovely with those charms, wouldn't they? You could make something really sort of quite seasonal, like you say, or sort of naturistic-y, if you know what I mean,
sort of a more naturalistic look, maybe like a torque bracelet where the Keshi pearls are set as your vine leaves and then the charms hang off in something.
Yeah.
Plenty of ideas. If anybody wants to be my hands, then that'll be fine. Keshi pearls, we are going to take these down to an incredible price, as we always do here on Jewellery Maker, and of course the late show designed to find and add it to your order price. We are becoming heavily subscribed on this particular strand, so get on the phone lines right now. Well, that makes sense. Silver Keshi pearls for $9.95. Incredible deal. If this is something maybe you've been looking for but you keep missing on the show, right now is your opportunity to add it to your order. We only have a limited number available, and once again I have to leave that with you. It's a bit of a frenzied affair this evening, but it's all because of the number of deals we're bringing you, and right now it's time for another deal as a star buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time now for another star buy deal, and it is a wholesale bundle, but featuring one gemstone in two quite delicate cuts. So I think this is really going to be popular with a number of designers. I said last night that I thought in maybe the first 18 months of Jewellery Maker that we're actually a little bit lax in sourcing Peridot. Not our fault, of course. We were trying to get hold of it, but maybe we couldn't quite get hold of the number of strands we needed to make it worthwhile in the early days. Now, of course, because of the way we've expanded over the last 4.5 years, we do have that buying power, and so we can get hold of these very popular, very rare gemstones like August birthstone Peridot. Very, very vibrant gemstone. Forms in the mantle of the Earth's crust, just like diamonds, and as a result, goes through very intense temperatures and pressures when it is forming, and I think that that is mirrored in the colour tone that you see on the gemstone itself. I often hear it described as a lime green, but I don't accept that, because lime green for me is a bit of a deeper colour tone. This is more like fresh cut grass. Yeah, it's a spring green, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that here from the way the gemstone has not only been cut in that, again, that sort of briolette droplet style, but also from the way it's been faceted, because that means that you get this zesty hue from the centre of the gemstone, almost like a lemon and lime gemstone actually, isn't it? It's that citrus vibe to it. This is top quality peridot. Again, a lot of the times when I do look online at designers, or maybe on the high street when you see it, peridot is more often than not set into 9-carat gold. Now it might be that the metallic tone draws that golden hue from the gemstone. It might just be that the gemstone itself is so prestigious it has to be set into gold. I prefer to think of it that way, because I just love peridot itself. And not only that, but we're providing you now with the accent stone. These are your 2mm faceted rounds. Actually, now that I look at that, they're a little bit broader. No, they're rondelles. They're not rounds, they're rondelles. Imagine how difficult it would have been to not only cut these to that exacting size. They're 2 by 1 millimeters. My apologies for what I said earlier, but look at this, they are faceted. Don't know if we can pick that up. If I just move them in the light, you can see the way they're sparkling. That's all because, I mean, you probably described that as micro-faceting, weren't you? There you go, you can see it perfectly on the recording there. Because imagine how difficult it is for the lapis to not only cut them to 2 by 1 millimeter rondelles, but to then facet them, and such uniform faceting on the surface of the gemstone. That is not an easy task. And this is a 30 centimeter strand once again. Look at that, virtually the length of my arm, past my elbow. Now normally, if you want to get hold of these very delicate, these very intricate gemstones, the faceted rondelles, that would cost you over £15 for this strand. £17.95 in fact for this strand alone. But as I say, you can understand really it's another very recognisable gemstone, peridot, used by some of the biggest designers in the world, in fact, peridot. But not only that, the amount of time and effort that would have gone into creating these very, very delicate rondelles would, I mean, I don't think that price point actually represents the value you're getting here. I think we're already going a bit above and beyond there at £17.95. But we've created a Peridot bundle. It's a wholesale deal. It's only because it's a star by opportunity that we can go to this price point. £24.95 for both strands. That means that you're getting faceted briolette droplets for £7. This is from our Gems of Distinction range. I was just about to guess, would this normally be about £14.95, and it would. That's incredible. I mean, that for £14.95 is an absolute steal of a deal. But to get that for just £7 as part of this deal, you are really onto a winner. And, to be honest, the design's done for you, isn't it? Because you could actually create a very cohesive design using both strands here. You've got the faceted droplets and the faceted rondelles, 2 by 1 millimeters. Not an easy task. I don't know if you've ever tried to maybe do some quite intricate jewellery design without the use of your helping hands magnifying glass, and you've just thought this is impossible. Imagine trying to actually cut the gemstone and not damage it in any way. I'm astounded by that price point. I mean, I know that we can bring you the briolette drops for £14.95, but from other suppliers, you probably wouldn't be too surprised to see this one strand for £24.95. That's before we've brought you a 30 centimetre strand of very delicate faceted rondelles, 2 by 1 millimeters. If you are adding that to your basket, I have to warn you, I've got a queue on the phone line, so check out, otherwise you run the risk of missing out. Don't say it to put pressure on you, there is no pressure. You've got an extended money back guarantee until January right now. Okay, we're going to move on, we're going to give you another bundle. Is it just the wire or the... Yeah, okay, here we go. So, another bundle, very in keeping with the expertise of our guest this evening, because Laura is one of our wire work experts. We know wire work is our most popular discipline here, and I think I know why. Partly because it makes your gemstones go a bit further, but I think it's more to do with having that opportunity to express your personality in the design. It's not just restranding the gemstones and adding a clasp.
Yeah.
You do get that little...
You get to, I just love the freedom.
Creativity.
Yeah, but the creativity, a bit of freedom. You know, there's so many different variants of wire work as well. You've got people that are very structural and that things are very, and like you say, that reflects the personality, doesn't it, really? Whereas I'm a bit chaotic. It probably
does that reflect your personality?
Does a little bit, yeah. Everyone knows when I'm in the building.
Absolutely. Why not? That's the whole point of being a designer. You don't just want to restrand the strands and add a class, do you? You want to be able to express yourself. And of course, if you can sell your designs on, make a little bit of money as well, then you're really on to a winner. Now, we've got a variety of gauges here and a variety of colours. So again, trying to make sure we got something for everyone in all of our wholesale bundles. So we've got the baby pink tones. Who would like that colour? 0.25 mil is the gauge there, so that's probably for more of the sort of intricate wire work, the binding, the weaving, if you like. And you've got a 100 metre reel there. Then you've got your gold coloured wire. This is in your 1 mil, so that's for more of the structural wire workers there. And you've got a 10 metre reel there. And then you've got 10 metres of your sort of turquoise twisted wire. 0.4 mil there, so that's quite interesting because 0.4 traditionally is going to be used for more of the intricate work, but because it's the twisted variety, you could probably use it in a variety of different ways, couldn't you, Laura?
Yeah, you can use it just to form shapes and then just to create some sort of... You've already got the wire twisted for you, so... you've already got the wire twisted, haven't you? So you don't have to...
it saves you another job.
It saves you the job of doing it, but you can create sort of shapes and then use your finer wire to sort of fill them in, you know? It's...
Absolutely, and if we play on the concept we were discussing earlier of working on a piece of jewellery for maybe somebody who's expecting, you've got your baby pink and your blues in there as well.
So you can make something really cool for them.
And when you see blue, you know what to do, as Della informed us earlier. Buy, 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 get on the phone lines earlier. What? You're not going down from that price for 3 reels of wire. Don't understand. How is this gonna? Are you gonna pull this off in your appraisal? She just keeps saying it's blue. It's not until next year. All right, well there you go. Repeat offend until then. Why not? Basically, Dion says if there's something blue in it, she's taking it down, and she's just giving you back the equivalent of your P&P. 3 reels of wire for £8.95. That works out at. And you got a pound on the website, surely?
No, and I've been using 0.25 a lot more because everyone always knows that I tend to use the 0.4, and I do for my weaving, but I've really started using the 0.8 and the 0.25, and then obviously the 1 mil and the 0.25 as well to create that more delicate, more sort of flush kind of effect. So I've been using that a lot more.
So it's not just for economical reasons, it's actually to try and create the more because delicate feel. If
you use the 0.25 to do weaving, then it almost looks like it's been printed. Whereas if you use like the 0.4, it's raised, so it's more textural. But so if you had the gold and a 0.25, it would almost look like you've printed a design along it as opposed to...
I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually that's a good concept to keep in our minds. So the 0.25 looks more delicate, more intricate, almost like printed, and the 0.4 is a little bit more raised, so it's a bit more textural.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably...
And it adds more weight. It adds more weight to your design if you're using a 0.4. But again, if you're using that 0.25, and again, it would go through your real fine, high-end gemstones.
So it depends what you're trying to achieve. And of course, a lot of wire work pieces are commissions, or of course, you can actually do them while your customer's there at your craft fair. You might say, you know, pick what kind of look do you want, come back in half an hour and I'll put it together for you. They can pick their own gemstone. Okay, these are literally flying out the door. Again, I've got about 20 people who have placed it in their basket who are yet to check out, and I've also got a queue on the free phone number, so it's up to you. If you want to run the risk of missing out, then leave it in your basket. If you want to make sure you get some of the best value on the market for wire, 0.4mm turquoise twisted wire, 10 metres of your 1mm golden wire, and 100 metres of your 0.25mm baby pink wire for less than £9, check out your basket right now. If you are waiting in a short queue on the phone lines, then stay where you are, and a member of our help team will be with you shortly. Now, we've had a text from Philip, and it says the 0.25 looks great gizmoed. Fantastic. Yeah. So then you can actually create more structure from the wire if you actually use the gizmo to do it.
Yeah, and again, having that amount, you know, you've got 100 metres there, so it's going to go on for a long time.
Oh yeah, I've seen people start gizmoing and then they get to the end of their reel, they're like, oh, it's gone.
You're surprised
probably get away with it with 100mm. So thanks for that, Phil. And of course, if anybody else has a top tip or a design idea, or maybe you just want to take the mickey out of me, then text in 60777. Start your text with the phrase JM Studio, otherwise it doesn't come through to us. And you can also message in at JewelleryMaker.com. So just click the message box and we'll move on. Now, this one with the labradorite. Do you mind if I let Glenn deal with that? Because if I move it, it's all going to fall. So this is a brand new findings collection coming up in what? Oh, 15 minutes time. Wow, we're having way too much fun tonight. That's going to take us into the final hour of the show. This is silver plated copper, and you also get a selection of labradorite nuggets as well. I already know the exclusive launch price for that particular selection of findings and gemstones. You're definitely going to want to add it to your order. Okie dokie. Now we're moving on. Now we looked at this last night, but the Amethyst variety. We've now got the Peridot variety. So I'll tell you what, if you're planning on using that Peridot bundle that we brought you as a wholesale opportunity, maybe to create quite a high-end classic design, maybe like a tennis bracelet, something like that, this is the way to complete your design. You've got the sterling silver spacers here. In fact, I'm just going to take these one at a time. And they are encrusted with peridot. Look at that. 95 sterling silver, very traditional spaces. If you watch me regularly, you'll know how I feel about the high street charm shop and the prices I've paid in there. How similar do they look to the sort of like bookends that you get at the end of your charm bracelet? I mean, honestly, don't get me started on the price of charms. You're opening Pandora's box. I'll tell you what, if you do want to add these to your order and you want to give it that very high-end traditional feel, I think these are fantastic for charm bracelets. You could use them as sort of delicate spacers in a design. You get 3 of these, by the way. Sterling silver. I mean, those to just sort of bookend a charm bracelet are just fantastic. Can you imagine if you're putting together a charm bracelet design as a Christmas gift for an August baby? Boom, right there. That's the way you finish that design, in my opinion. So $12.95 for sterling silver spacers here, and as I say, they are sort of encrusted with peridot. This is quite a traditional way of setting gemstones into a design. I know my mum's got a ring that she always wore when I was a kid, and the gemstones have been set into her ring in the exact same way. What could you do with them, Laura?
What could you do? I just had an idea. It doesn't happen very often. You could actually just make like a hoop, like a wire loop or something like that, and actually just thread it so that it hangs on as a pair of earrings.
So they're actually the feature of the earrings. They'll actually be the feature,
so you just keep it real simple. And because it's got quite a large drill hole, well, you know, quite a large sort of... Yeah, absolutely. You could actually probably use like a thicker wire and then just pop that on. And then get, you know, lightly hammer it or something to get a bit of, not that, don't hammer that, but you know, the wire.
Yeah, you can hammer the wire, put it through,
and then pop it on, and you'd have a real sort of statement, simple
Good thing about that is as well, the light would hit it from all angles.
Yeah, you know, you'd really appreciate.
You'd see the sort of lime greens on the ceiling.
And as you walk it, they would move, and so you would catch the light as well.
Love that idea. There you go. Top tip from the lovely Laura Byrne in there. You get 3 of those for just $12.95. People still coming through, so do check out your basket. Moving on. I wonder what colour they are. Oh no, okay, I'll let you off. I just heard the words, I love these. Let's do number 5. I love them too. I'll tell you what, how contemporary are these? Perfect for very on-trend designs at the moment. If you think about those sort of sharp, dynamic angles that a lot of the contemporary designers are including. I mean, they're the kind of things you'd actually see on the catwalk. So now we're going that one step further. Actually, do you know what? They almost look quite gothic. So for maybe if you've got like a Halloween ball or something, how gorgeous would these be?
It's really cool. I've never seen them before.
I've never
really
seen them
different.
either. No.
I like them. You know what they did look really nice as, and it's completely away from jewellery. They look nice as a sun catcher kind of thing. You know, when you just have the crystal just hanging off of some chain in your window.
Laura, you are preaching to the choir. My floor manager this evening, Sam, who regular viewers will know, is a massive advocate of creating more of the sort of alternative design. So your wind chimes, your dream catchers, that kind of thing. You love that kind of thing, don't you, Sam?
I really do.
What do you reckon to these? They suit your collection?
Most definitely. I'll do what Laura said, put them in the centre, and then if you got the nugget bundle yesterday, I put the blue ones all around it so it would make that twinkly.
Ah, so if Sam's suggesting, if you got hold of our nugget special yesterday, which was a little bit limited in availability, and pick out the sort of kyanite nuggets, because those were a bit more elongated, and put them alongside it in a wind chime style design.
That'd be cool.
Great idea. Because then you've got the navy blues, and I mean, look at the intensity of the amethyst purple that you've got here. Gorgeous cuts. How many of these do we have in stock? Oh, unfortunately, very, very few left in stock. So if you are one of the lucky buyers who is already on the phone lines, you're probably going to be successful here. Look at that fantastic finish you've got there because of the depth of colour. Look at that lustre there. That's fantastic, isn't it? $19.95 for 145 carats. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's that? 29 carats on average in each gemstone, but actually the central gemstone is much, much larger, so you're probably looking at more like 40 carats on that one gemstone alone. I mean, if you use that as a pendant, that's a £20 piece of jewellery. Laura?
I had, there's a shop in Bristol and they do lots of lovely little gemstones. I wander in there every now and again. And a long time ago I bought a piece of amethyst, and it was a bit faceted. It was a big massive chunk and it was really deep, but it's got inclusions, and I paid £20 for that one piece on its own. And I mean, it was one gemstone undrilled. I still got it. I still look at it and think, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, because it is quite a large gemstone. But that's just one piece. I mean, it's just the centerpiece made me think of that because of the depth of it and the colour of it. And if you think of how much you pay for one piece of that kind of weight, and you've got all of that there, I just think that's amazing. And you can
have to agree. And also, I hope that I've been able to show you just how intricate the faceting is here, because you've got those very distinct triangle face, and then look at that, just to create that prism-like structure, another faceted face there. Look at the lustre you've got there. Okay, they're flying out the door. As I say, fewer than 20 of those in stock, so congratulations if you got hold of one of those. One of the most interesting cuts I think I've ever seen here at JewelleryMaker. Moving on. Gorgeous. Real statement gemstone, a real favourite with our designers because of its versatility. Works with so many other gemstones, so many other colour tones. I think it might have been Laura actually that developed the sort of theory that you could replace your jet black gemstones with a bit of smoky quartz in order to tone down those designs, make them more everyday rather than evening wear. Is that about right?
I've always likened it to mascara. If you want to go out and make an impact, you'd wear black. I know this is a lot of men, but
no,
you know, if you want to
this
go
sounds
out,
like my Friday night too, Laura. Yeah.
If you want to go out and make an impact, you're going to put your black mascara on and get those wow eyes. But if you want that sort of more natural, everyday kind of thing, you're going for the smoky, the brownie colour. You know, that's what I think about.
Glenn's nodding along. I know, Glenn.
I always feel crazy when I say it like that, but it makes sense to me.
No, it does make sense. It does make total sense actually, because you do instantly tone down the design. You make it less dramatic, don't you, by the inclusion of more of the chocolate browns rather than the jet black.
Make it more natural sort of colour. Yeah, and then if you want that pop, you go for the black.
Although I have to say, the depth of colour on these, it almost looks jet black. What you need, and I'm just going to hold it, is a little bit of light passing through. There you go. You've got those sort of chocolate browns coming through now. Again, huge carat weights on the gemstones, and as a result, because you've got that larger surface area, the Lapis has made the most of that, creating a huge number of facets on the surface of the gemstone. 25 for 140 carats. Always popular, perfect for evening wear or everyday pieces. And as Laura rightly says, you've got that more sort of naturalistic look from the browns rather than the blacks.
It's still got that impact though, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, like I say, when I first looked up, I thought, oh no, is it black? Because it looks so dark.
Yeah, but the way it's been faceted, because you get the lustre, it's definitely going to work.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. It's available right now for $14.95. And Michelle, you're interacting with the show. It says, Laura, could I ask if I'm making a 20-inch necklace and want to gizmo, what's the length? What length does the rod need to be, please? There you go, that's a good question.
It's a tricky one because I haven't used it. There's the new deluxe one, isn't there? That's got the extra long
been
rods.
Launched now?
Yeah, it was launched a while ago, and I haven't got that yet. So I wouldn't. You would just make the coil to be the length that you need, really. If you haven't got a coil long enough, what I tend to do is do as long as I can, and then put little spacer beads in between. And then so you put your thread it onto a beading thread, say, pop a stone on, then do your next coil, and then you can break it up a little
quite
bit.
like that
if you
anyway,
don't have
within
enough.
the design as well.
Yeah, and then you can make it part of the feature. Leave the little tails and then just wrap them over the stone just to secure it on either piece, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, I apart from that, yeah.
There you go.
Hope that helps. Sorry.
Hopefully that helps. We're going to bring you another deal. This time again on cultured pearls, Keshi pearls again, so you've got that organic finish, but this time the turquoise colour tone. So this again works with so many different themes. Maybe if you want to put it alongside feminine colour tones, works alongside warmer colours as well. So maybe if you wanted to put it alongside something like a citrine, or even just in copper wire, for example, if you did want to use my theory of you. It's her favourite. Okay, so they've been described as light teal, sorry, but when I look at them I see turquoise, so that's why I described them that way.
I'd say turquoise, yeah.
Again, ranging from 7x5 to 11x9, but it is an approximation because they are Keshi pearls, so you do have the organic quality to the gemstone, or the mineral, sorry. And let's have a look at our price point. Another add it to your order price this evening for cultured pearls under £10. You've got to be on the phone lines early. And actually, you've really stepped up to the mark here, Dion. Well, luxury for less. Don't think I've ever seen more luxury for lower prices. So you've definitely, you know, achieved your remit for this hour, shall we say? Producer Liam's in the gallery. He's having a go at me. He said, I've only gone 2 days. Just saying, you've called it luxury for less. You've seen lots of luxurious gemstones and for low prices. I told you the bromance was over on Sunday now. $9.95 for your turquoise Keshi pearls there. And we are going to move on because it's time for the star buy. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time for another star buy, and on this occasion it's a premiere launch, so we've never seen this item before, and I have to say it's rather impressive. Would be a great starter kit actually. You've got everything you need to create a beautiful set of jewellery, and something that I think maybe if you're a current jewellery maker and you're thinking about getting somebody you know, maybe a friend or a relative, involved in the same hobby, this could be a great way to get them started. It's quite a generic kit because it has quite traditional findings, but it also has our favourite gemstone, labradorite, so you know they're going to fall in love with the gemstone instantly. You've got the organic cuts here, and again, those faceted edges lend themselves to the optical phenomenon, that labradorescence. You can see those flashes of colour, the electric blues, the violet tones coming through there. Fantastic on the angle. Ooh, look at the green tones. Just trying to find, there you go, I think we just got it on the face of the gemstone. That's where you're going to get this little play of colour, the blues and the greens coming through. Absolutely fantastic. You actually get 18 carats of labradorite nuggets here, so quite easy to integrate those into your designs. Oh, have a look at these spaces as well. They're quite delicate, they're quite interesting because they're an alternative shape. It's like little cuboids there. This is all silver plated copper, by the way, never been available before. This is a premiere launch, will be made available at an exclusive launch price. On top of that, how about this? A metre of chain. Oh, sorry. I had to cut to it and I lift it up. But just so I can show you that it's a metre length. So it's going to go an awfully long way. And then we can have a look at our findings now. I won't pick these ones up, I promise, Glenn. You've got your toggle clasp. You've got your little S-shaped hooks, so those can be used as connectors or clasps, depending on your design. So as you toggle on your S-shaped hook, you've got the little chandelier earring findings, so that might open up the possibilities. Nice to just take a little section of your chain and hang some of your labradorite nuggets from those findings. Then you've got your traditional shepherd hooks, 2 pairs of those, and you've got your jump rings. These are... oh wow, my eyes really don't work. Are they open jump rings or closed jump rings? Chainmail. So yeah, open jump rings there, and you get 20 open jump rings. They're 6mm size. There's the one I've opened up. Quite easy. Okay, so everything you need to get started with the hobby, or just to create quite a cohesive set of jewellery. I think this would be a fantastic present for somebody, a great gift, because it's quite generic. You've got everything you need, you've got the traditional findings, and they're going to go an awfully long way because you've got that metre of chain. So if you do want to get involved with this deal, it is a premiere opportunity this evening, never been seen before, but you need to be on the phone lines early, of course, if you want to make the most of our exclusive launch price. Oh, under £10. Okay, I wasn't expecting to see that. I was expecting at least $14.95. Especially when you've got over 15 carats of labradorite, you've got a metre of silver-plated chain, you've got your earring findings, your toggle clasp, your jump rings, your open jump rings, sorry, as well as your chandelier findings and those little spacer beads, all for $8.95. Great add it to your order price. Great way potentially to get someone started with the hobby, or just to maybe replenish your stocks of silver-plated findings and add a few labradorite nuggets into that collection as well. $8.95, another fantastic way to maximise on that 1p&p per day. So if you've already got your order up and running, simply add this to your order for $8.95 and make the most of our exclusive launch price this evening for this start buy opportunity. Again, lots of people placing that in your basket, so based on the 60-second queue that we have. Oh, sorry, 120 seconds. It's jumped up there from 1 minute to 2 minutes. So there you go. About a 2-minute queue on the phone lines. We will be with you very shortly. There is still stock available because it's a premiere item, so don't panic too much. But of course, if you're placing it in your basket, don't run the risk of missing out to a phone buy. Just check out now. So yes, if you are waiting in that 2-minute queue, stay where you are. A member of our help team will be with you shortly. You'll be answered in the order in which you dial. In fact, you're already starting to come through. So congratulations to Margaret and Michelle, who have both just come through on the phone lines. $8.95 premiere launch. It is another double star buy. Is that right? Aha, it's the ear wire bundle. I've been looking at this all night thinking, I wonder when Laura's going to show us how to use that tool. So these tools are designed specifically to create findings. You can use them as little flourishes in your design as well, but the fact of the matter is once you've set them out, they're going to be uniformed. So if you are somebody who isn't necessarily comfortable or confident even in just recreating shapes with your wire in a uniform fashion, this tool might solve that problem for you. Is that about right, Laura?
Yeah, it's good. It's really quick and easy to use as well. So it's like you say, it's a time saver. and it gives you that uniformity, and you know, reduces the waste of wire.
Ah, that's true.
You know, things like that.
Reducing your waste, must be a key consideration.
Yeah.
Now you don't just get the tool here, because this has been put together by Artistic Wire. This is the company that we work closely with, one of our suppliers. And you don't just get the tool, you also get some wire as part of this bundle. So I'll take you through that, because you've got the antique bronze wire, one of our most favourite colour tones. And you've got the 0.6mm gauge in your antique bronze wire, and your 0.25mm in your pink copper wire. That's the 0.25mm. So both of those will go through the tool. You probably wouldn't want to go too thick with your gauges, would you? Or 0.8? You've got it too?
And I wouldn't go. You wouldn't go higher than a 0.8 for earrings anyway.
No, no.
So those earrings that I've made there are actually made using the 0.8.
Okay, so you use 0.8, and this is the shape you can create using the earring.
They were created using that.
There you go, and they look pretty uniform to me. So you can't go wrong with this particular deal, especially when you consider that it's a star by opportunity. So get on the phone lines early. You know that we are going to take it very, very low. Have you got your little earring wire?
Got mine there.
Should we have a look at how you do it? Is that all right? Just so we can show everybody. Why not? We'll get the price on the screen for you right now. $9.95. You've got 110 metres of wire.
Right.
I'm going to come over. I'll come over and have a look how you do it.
Got myself in the right order. I've got lots going on over here.
Oh, you have it. How many pearls? Oh, yes, 10 strands.
Quite a lot.
That makes sense. Yes, I remember now. Oh, that's coming up in less than an hour to go. So we're going to have a quick look at how you use this particular tool. So this is for creating your ear wire bindings. That doesn't sound right, does it, when you say ear wire? Ear wire. It sounds weird. Okay, moving on.
So to point out first of all that the instructions are actually on the back of the package.
Oh, indeed, yes.
And it really is as simple as the packaging is showing you. You know, that's how easy it is. It shows you. You show that there. Perfect. It shows you exactly how it's done. All right, so I'll show you quickly. So basically, there's this tiny little hole just down here. There you go. And what you do is you just put the wire in there. Okay, bear in mind, I'm just doing this a bit backwards, so bear with me. Bring the wire up. Sorry, around that side. Yeah, just double checking I'm reading it, make sure. Yeah, so along there, goes through that little, I'm using 0.8 here as well, so if I'm making this look a bit bad, it's just because I'm doing it back to front.
Of course, yes, I realise that.
All right, so it's going around like that, and then you just literally wrap it around, bring it down and kick it around. So you just form that shape, okay? And what I do to make sure that I get the right sort of same consistency is at the edge of that triangle just there, I cut the wire. And I cut it with the back of my pliers. So you can see I'm using the flat side. And that will give me a straight edge. And that applies to whatever, see how it's a nice straight edge?
Yes.
And that will apply to whatever pliers you're using, that will still apply. It doesn't matter if you've got the flush cutters or not.
Yep.
Just use that flat side, okay? And then you can just trim the wire there and remove it. And then what you can do then is you've got an extra length there if you want to pop a stone on and then do the loop, or you know, like you say about.
Of course, it's just a finding at that point. So your design process is still open to you.
Yeah, definitely. And again, you can just take your pliers now and just create a loop. I'm just gonna. I got
the step looping pliers.
The larger ones, and they were on show last week, and I just wanted to show how you could use these if you wanted to.
Fantastic, why not?
Just pop them in, because I know that a couple of people should hopefully be having theirs by now. And just pop them in like that and you get that. Perfect.
Don't really need to do anything anymore, do you?
All right, there you go.
It's all done for you.
And anyone who knows me knows that I'm not very good with tools like this, and if I can fly them that quick. And then, what I would do, which I didn't do, was hammer them lightly.
Right.
And the only reason I didn't was because it's noisy.
Sure, of course. You're on live TV. You won't have that problem at home traditionally. So there you go. Huge number of people coming through for that one. I don't blame you. Thank you so much for demonstrating the tool. We are going to go to a quick break now. When we return, the final hour of the show, and we will be inching ever closer to that 10 strand pearl bundle. So don't go away.
It was here almost 650 years ago in Amir, where King Jai Singh first laid the foundations that was to become one of the world's most famous walled cities, Jaipur. The city of Jaipur, commonly known as the Pink City, is now taking centre stage for gemstone cutting and trading. It's here in the bursting heart of the walled city that our gems of distinction strands are cut, faceted and polished. So, how do you get a pile of tourmaline that looks like this into a gorgeous strand that looks like this? So when you've got a pile of tourmaline like this, it's going to be made into gemstone beads. First of all, each one of these gemstones need to be inspected. A line is then drawn down the middle of the gemstone or wherever the gem is going to be faceted, and it's then taken behind us and then faceted into these rough gem shapes. Once each gemstone has been cut into the amount of pieces it needs to be, it's then time to shape the gemstones. These gentlemen are working on anything from a round to a pear shape, pretty much any cut imaginable. The next process is polishing and faceting, and this takes a huge amount of skill. It can take years for a lapidress to be able to facet like this, and each one of the gemstones can take up to 10 minutes to cut. A really lengthy but incredible process. The next stage of the process is really interesting. This is where each one of the gemstones is drilled. And what Sanjay's doing here is putting a drill through faceted beads of black tourmaline. The next stage after drilling is then to get the gemstones sorted into their appropriate colours and sizes. This can be a really, really lengthy process. Once the gemstones are sorted into different colours and sizes, they're then arranged into these strands and made into strands like this. Now each one of these gemstones could have gone through a 30 to 40 minute process to arrive on a strand like this. It's really quite incredible. If there's one thing that my time in India has taught me, it's the hours of dedicated time that goes into making each one of the gemstones we sell on JewelleryMaker.
Join guest designer Debbie Kershaw for the Introduction to Stamping DVD. Debbie will guide you through many techniques including basic stamping, spacing, multiple wording, stamping onto metal blanks and polymer clay. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
Welcome back to the final hour of the late show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed. We're also joined by the very talented Laura Binding. Thank you. You all right? Oh, and I can see those pearls over there.
Yeah, I'm just having I'm in a bit of a field forest.
You are. You've got a lot of pearls going on over there, haven't you?
I have got pearls going on. I've got lots of pearls.
That's because
lots of sparkles.
Laura is actually working with our superstar buy. So she's putting together a little bit of an inspirational design for later. We're going to close the show. We only have 9% sure it's going to be a sellout deal. So if you're the 78th person to start dialing up or clicking to confirm your order at your basket, you're going to miss out. I don't say it to put pressure on you, I say it to ensure you don't miss out. 77 of this bundle. Normally, when I have a superstar buy, I've got well over 100. There's no way on earth this isn't going to be popular. 10 individual strands of pearls coming to you at a wholesale price in probably just over half an hour. So not long to wait at all. We are going to move on though because we've got a lot to get through this evening. Where are we going to start? Okay. Now we've already offered you probably the best value I've ever seen for sapphires on the show tonight. Over £60 worth of saving on one bundle. Fortunately, that's no longer available, so if you missed it, you missed out. 15 carats of shaded blue sapphire. Well, I do now. The Rondelles range in size from 2x1 to 3x2. And Dion's just backing up Della's theory of earlier. When you see blue, you know what to do. Start dialing, get ready to buy, because as ever, Dion is going to give us a price reduction. But for me, this is the most traditional colour tone associated with sapphires. I know that there's going to be people out there, maybe even collectors who own Padparacha sapphires, or maybe you have managed to get hold of a purple sapphire in the past, but blue sapphires are probably the most iconic colour tone. And here you've got this beautiful shading, this graduation of colours. Ranges from the sky blues into the Ceylon blues and then the midnight blues. Oh! Single figures of availability remaining now though. It is a Gems of Distinction strand. Of course, it's the gemstone of choice for princesses' engagement rings. That £5 reduction available for 60 minutes, but it looks like it's been a sellout. Sam's going to bring it over to me. Which one is it? Okay. Oh, look at this. Beautiful blue apatite. Love this gemstone. Actually, do you know what I do really admire about this particular variety of the gemstone? And it's that it's somewhere in between a sky blue and a sort of lagoon green. It's got that tropical feel to it. Absolutely exquisite. I know that it's described and classified as sky blue, but there's certainly a slight green hue coming through on the gemstones themselves. They are faceted droplets. They're a little bit broader than the elongated droplets because they have that flat base to them. Love the facety. And I do have my own little theory about apatite at the moment, purely based on research, and the research that I've been doing suggests that apatite is very popular with American jewellery designers. Asian designers as well using apatite quite over the pond, and everybody on these shores wants to own apatite and get it into their collection. You know what's going to happen. The second it rises in popularity, the price is going to go through the roof. It'll be much rarer. You won't be able to get hold of it. Stock up on your apatite right now. If you try to read the current fashion trends, this is the way to do it. It's currently available for $27.95, but you know what happens when we have a blue gemstone. Whoa, no messing around. Another £10 back in your pocket. I'd love to work out how much you could have saved tonight if you were investing in the majority of these deals. Must have saved people like over £200 or something like that. Imagine if you got hold of the sapphire. Oh, now you've got 60 seconds to make your decision before we move on. It will still be available at JewelleryMaker.com and also on the free phone for 60 minutes or while stocks last, which is much more likely, in fact, because we are already now approaching limited availability. The colour tone's amazing. The gemstone is rising in popularity, so this is your opportunity to get in at the ground level, if you like, on apatite. But I have to say, don't dilly-dally. Make the most of that 1p&p per day. We've taken £10 on the price point, so you can get it home, fall in love with it for yourself, and then make a decision. And you have until January to now make that decision, because we've extended the money-back guarantee to deal with the Christmas period as well, so you can't really go wrong if you're shopping from JewelleryMaker at the moment. But we do have to move on. 60 seconds are up. Will be available until the stock is all allocated. Okay, we're going to move on and give you this finest pair here. Is this the sort of like 1,500 pieces or something like that? Oh no, this one. Okay, no worries. Yep, got that sort of filigree style findings here. In terms of the detailing, the metalwork, again, I probably associate this traditionally with sort of Italian designer findings, if you think about it now. It's just the rose gold charms for this particular cell. You can see the textured finish on the surface of the actual findings. Rose gold plated copper. So you've got that the high-end feel from your rose gold, and very distinctive shapes, styles, and finish from that detailing. You get 20 charms in total, but you get 200 because you've got 10 of each different design. So you've got the heart shape, you've got the ovals, the teardrops, almost feather or leaf-like shapes there. So I'm just trying to work this out. So these aren't included on this deal now, just the ones at the top, is that right? So I thought I should have done that. I was confused myself, sorry Glenn. There you go. So it's the rose gold plated copper here, and you've got the square, the pear, the oval, the marquise, the diamond, and you get 10 of each variety. Because you're dealing with copper as your base metal and you've got the rose gold plating, it makes the metal itself very malleable, and I think that because you've got 2 drill holes on each charm, they're quite easy to create solitaire rings. I think Gemma Crow might have done that on one of our previous shows when these were launched, but of course now here on The Late Show, this is TikTok, last in stock, so first come, first serve. Get on the phone lines right now because we're about to take these down to a clearance price point. Should be $49.95, taken down to $34.95, so £15 price reduction on this deal, but as ever, you've got about 50 seconds left before we move on to our next deal in this particular section of the show. Don't forget, you get 10 of each different design here, so 200 in total. There you go, you can see everything you're going to get. Very, very comprehensive collection of findings there, all with a £15 price reduction, so you can't go wrong. And these are the kind of deals that will definitely enhance your designs, give you that sort of identifiable look to your designs, because it's going to be quite rare for somebody to have rose gold plated findings that have this level of detailing and texture. If you do look closely when you see these at home, you'll see that each different charm has a very delicate level of detailing on the surface. There you go, and as I say, 10 of each style, all for $34.95, but you've got about 5 seconds before we move on to the next deal. As I say, it will still be available online. Which one is it then? Just put the graphics in and I'll work it out. Here we go. So I've got a lot of findings going on here. So rose gold plated copper mega findings pack, here we go. Am I right in thinking, is this included all 3 lengths? You get 3 1 metre lengths of rose gold plated copper chains. This is absolutely incredible. That's before we move on to everything else you get. This is, again, quite a comprehensive findings pack because it's the more traditional findings that all designers are going to need. 3 metres of chain. Then you've got your open jump ring. I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so you get 200 jump rings, 5mm in length. You get 30 toggle clasps, 30 pairs of earrings, so 60 shepherd hooks. You get 8 of your ribbon cord ends there, and then over 2,000 individual spacer beads. Very, very comprehensive. 2,400 pieces in total. Normally this would be $47.95, already represents the best value on the market. We're not staying there, we're taking this down to a clearance price of $29.95. Over £15 worth of savings on that particular deal. There you go, you can't go wrong with these, can you? You know you're going to need your findings. 2,400 pieces here, but with a saving of, what, £17? It's pretty hefty. And of course, once again, these are traditional findings. All designers are going to need them. I mean, could you pay that for a metre length of chain, I swear? £10 a chain? That's before you factor in the 2,100 individual spacer beads, the 30 pairs of shepherd hooks, 30 toggle clasps, and you've got your 8 ribbon cord endings there as well. Look at that. $29.95, people flying in for this one. Rose gold plated copper in your finest pack, $29.95. And it will be available for 60 minutes, but we have to move on, I'm afraid. I'm going to move that to one side, and here we go. Oh, now this is a premiere launch. We've never had this on screen before. Can we grab that Pirates just there? Thank you, Sam. Great work, thank you. Show you why I'm grabbing this. Now this is a piece of pyrite rough. This is how the gemstone naturally forms. This is Mother Nature's intended creation of pyrite, and you can see the way that the crystal structure forms. You can see that sort of antique gold colour tone that you've got here. And then have a look at this strand. Now it's called multi-colour coated pyrite. It's not really intense coating. To look quite closely just to see the subtle play of light that you're going to see within the actual sort of faceted faces of the gemstone. Very, very organic, but actually for the most part it's retaining its natural colour tone, that sort of antique gold colour. It just literally looks like it's been cut from a piece of rough, doesn't it? I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Involved with this particular deal, this is how I think of pyrite. Coming from a more traditional gemological background, I don't think about this sort of coated varieties. I think of pyrite as being fool's gold, antique metallic tone. And the opportunity to get involved, miss it, miss out, can't guarantee we'll be able to honour this price moving forward, so this is definitely your best chance to add it to your order. Make the most of that 1 p.m.p. per day and add pyrite to your order for $9.95. Fantastic deal this evening, especially for 130 carats. So if you want to take advantage of that deal, you know what to do. Dial the free phone number or click to buy now. Moving on, because we've got so much to get through. And we're going to bring you a selection of toggle clasps. Now once again, you do get quite an impressive selection here. So you can see slightly different style and level of detailing on each toggle clasp. And you get 2 of each variety, perfect for cufflink designs. Or of course, whether you just, what happens is, you make a necklace design, you use your toggle clasp, somebody spots it, they say, can you recreate it for me? And because you've got 2 of each, you haven't got a problem. You can literally imitate the design. So you get 2 of each style. You can see here the sort of rope effect finish, the detailing, the texturing on the toggle clasp itself. 40 pieces in total, 20 individual styles, 2 of each design. Rose gold plated copper once again, and in your essential toggle clasp finding. And that is your price point this evening, $32.95. Another fantastic way for you to add to that 1 p.m.p. per day, but also for you to stock up on your findings. That works out at less than £1 per toggle clasp. $32.95 for 40 individual rose gold plated toggle clasps there. And just look at the level of detailing there. Michelle's texted in to say, what a brilliant way to display them, Ed. Well, what a brilliant way to display them. Sam's on floor this evening, so she's come up with this idea. Oh, did you not come up with it?
I did.
Oh, right.
Trying to steal.
Director Bruce said I came up with that, but it wasn't. It was Sam. Oh, and somebody else texted in. Oh, it's Philip. Nice one. It says, my wife says I will be banned from JM if I don't stop buying. Boo-hoo. $32.95, Philip. Best value on the market. And 1 p.m.p. per day. Just say you're trying to maximise on your 1 p.m.p. per day, Philip. Not long to wait. We'll have a look at that quickly. So 10 strands of pearls coming up in about half an hour, but in just 5 minutes time. So, oh really? I've had way too much fun in this show. It's start by time. So. welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Sorry, time flies when you're having fun. And how could you not be having fun when you are looking at statement pieces of labradorite like this? We know that it's been voted as our favourite gems, and I think the reason for that is that it's fun to work with, it's inspirational, because when you see that optical phenomenon, you fall in love with the gemstone all over again every single time you pick it up. And that's the same experience that the buyer goes through when they look at the gemstone. I'll show you the two varying cuts that we have here. You've got your perfect polished rounds. These are not small, they're 14mm rounds, giving you over 500 carats on the strand. I love that labradorescence, it's absolutely exquisite. Look at that. Golden green tones there. Beautiful. Oh, I just saw some purple and orange tones coming through there as well. Fantastic. A rainbow of labradorescence, that's cool. So these are your 14mm polished rounds. They're gonna make a statement in your designs. They're gonna make probably a kind of showcase piece. These will be perfect for, because you've got the base colour, which is that sort of stone grey, which will sit alongside any other colour, accent beautifully. And then you've got the labradorescence that's, as I say, offers it that sort of enigmatic quality, creates this sumptuous feeling that you've just got to own the piece of jewellery. 14mm rounds, 500 carats in total, in fact over 500 carats on that strand. So that's your 14mm rounds. And then we go to the other end of the spectrum. So rather than creating a perfect round polished finish, we've got the faceted finish, so still very high end, but much more sort of free flowing in the way in which the lapidus has dealt with them. So really following the natural cleavage of the gemstone to create these faceted edges, which I think, rather than creating uniformity, will create dynamism within your design. And you can see here that, again, the way it's been faceted does actually aid the labradorescence in coming to the surface of the gemstone. So, oh, look at that. Sunset colours there, aren't they? Beautiful. Look at that. I love the way the faceted face of the gemstone allows that labradorescence to become centre stage for your design. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, that's my fingerprint, not Mother Nature's. Have a look at that. Now, normally, because once again, you've got over 500 carats on that strand as well, so we're looking at 1,000 carats of labradorite, very, very distinctive cuts and sizes. I mean, they are statement pieces of labradorite, aren't they? Each individual piece is going to create a statement within your jewellery designs. They're normally $11.95 per strand, meaning that normally it would cost you, what, £23 in total? Wait. Well, $23.90, yeah. That doesn't sound like a star buy price to me. There seems to be some deliberation coming through from producer Dion. You've seen all the blue labradorescence, haven't you? Oh, she's seen it, she says. Okay, let's have a look at our star buy price. 1,000 carats of labradorite, 14mm rounds, and your faceted nuggets, which are approximately 16 by 10mm in size. Huge amounts of labradorescence. Let's have a look at our price point then this evening. $14.95. Buy one, get one for £3. Nice. She said, yeah, I just saw a flash of blue, so let's say buy one, get one for £1. Only for the next 60 minutes. How many of this bundle do we have available? Oh, fairly healthy quantity, still just double figures available. I do expect this to be another sellout deal. 1,000 carats of labradorite for $12.95. Normally that'd be $23.90. It's buy one, get one for £1. Oh, we've had a text. It's from Judith, just down the road in the West Midlands. It says, hi Ed and Laura, loving the show. Glad you're wearing your cufflinks. Laura, how do I make a pin for the back of a brooch? Need you here now. Judith wants to take you home so you can give her one-on-one tuition. We can do it through the TV screen.
To be fair, a lot of the time it's built in. It's just about building the hook, and then so you start with the hook, and then just almost like doing a safety pin. If you think of like a baby's sort of like a kilt pin.
For a nappy, yeah, kilt pin.
Kilt pin.
It, yeah.
That sort of thing. So you do that spring, and then you have that one end will be what will be the pin part, and with the other end you just make the hook out of it. I know Alison Tara's done a DVD about brooches, and I think she possibly has incorporated it in now, I'm not sure, but that would be the best thing, is just get a piece of wire, and what you want to do is cut it quite sharp on an angle, and maybe file it as well to make sure that you get that sharp,
so that you've got the actual edge that will go through things.
But pretty much, I mean, just think of kilt pins. You know, it's that same theory. You just do the spring, one's that, and then with the other piece, you just kind of fold it over to be the hook.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So you can search on, you know, search engine under images for kilt pin. You'll see the shape, and then just recreate that with your wire.
Yeah.
That might be a way to do it. Okay, huge number of people flying through for this one. I'm not surprised. Buy one, get one for £1. And that means that you're getting over 1,000 carats of labradorite, and there is a huge amount of labradorescence in both the polished rounds and the faceted nuggets there. I've got a queue on the phone lines of around about a minute, maybe just over a minute, so stay where you are. A member of our help team will be with you shortly to add your labradorite bundle to your order. If you've got it placed in your basket, you know what to do. £12.95, buy one, get one free for what can only be described as showcase. Oh, what did I just say? Oh, sorry, buy one, get one for £1. There you go. My apologies, let me take that back. Buy one, get one for £1 for 1,000 carats of labradorite there. We're going to move on. But before we do, let me show you our superstar buy. You might have just tuned in, you might have had other commitments tonight, parents' evening or walking the dog, whatever it is. You haven't had an opportunity to watch. You won't know about the 10 strand super saver I have on cultured pearls this evening. It's coming up in about 15 minutes time, not long to wait at all for this particular deal, but I have 77 available. We'll put the quantity on screen, you'll be able to see how quickly it's flying out the door. Trust me, it's going to last about 5 minutes. Okay, so don't hang around on that deal. Start dialing the second we go to our superstar buy. I don't want anyone to miss out on that one. Have a look at this. Black agate, but with a twist. Because you've got that very iconic shape, the heart shape, and just have a look at this very traditional checkerboard faceting there, providing you with that fantastic lustre. And it's partly because of the depth of colour there, that jet black tone you get, but also because of the way in which the lapis has placed the facets on the surface of the gemstone, so that it does give you that reflective quality. So yeah, sparkle for luxury, lustre for elegance. Sophistication, depends how you look at it. They're 14mm in size, so they're quite significant in size as well. I'm thinking gold-plated sterling silver findings. Just one of these on each ear.
Yeah.
Boom, that's it. Your party earrings sorted.
And a ring.
You like that? If you've got your ear wire tool as well, don't even have to do any work. You saw how easy it was when Laura demonstrated it about an hour ago. Love these. Is that right? This is a premiere strand, so this has never been available before. I tell you what, you're lucky to get this in the schedule before it's been snapped up by one of our guest designers for an inspiration show, to be honest.
It's gorgeous. You know, guest designer Sammy likes to do those kind of hearts. She does like a large heart
inside a heart,
and then a heart inside a heart.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I could kind of imagine her netting that. Because even though it's drilled, you can still net them. They're sizable, so you could still put a little netting around it, or just have it hanging and just have it in a heart frame, like with a bit of a woven bail.
How about this? I have heard rumours that Michelle might be putting together a locket DVD.
Oh.
Because she did actually demonstrate the locket design on probably one of the only designer inspiration shows I've presented, and this would be perfect in the face of a locket, wouldn't it? And make the heart-shaped cage. Okay, here comes the price point. This is a premiere launch price, $7.95. I'm being told the only reason this is being launched this evening is that we don't have enough stock for it to be officially launched on the morning or to be part of a designer inspiration bundle. We've just limited number of these, so it is and then add it to your order price, just $7.95. Get on the phone lines quickly before we become oversubscribed on this particular deal. I can see this being another sellout. Of course, in 30 seconds we're going to move on to our next deal. You will have 60 minutes to take advantage of the deal, or while stocks last. So once it's a sellout, it's a sellout. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm just mesmerised by the lustre that you've got from that faceted surface. $7.95 if you want to get involved. Don't worry about it, Sam, just get it on here. We've got a lot of the same findings pack we saw before. So 3 metre lengths of chain, 8 ribbon cord endings, 2,100 spacer beads, 30 pairs of shepherd hooks, so 60 in total, 200 jump rings, and your toggle class as well. You've got 30 of those as well. 2,400 in total. Everything you need to create traditional jewellery designs, or of course you don't have to use your findings in the way they're intended. You can think outside the box and use maybe some of these findings in more of an innovative way. I've seen, for example, the ribbon cord endings being used as the shoulders for a ring design. That was one of Deb Rudge's creations. But all of these designs, I mean, think about chainmail with your jump rings. Adds a fantastic level of intricacy to your design, doesn't it, chainmail?
Yeah. The thing is, though, like you say, thinking outside the box, but I will be honest, for me, the amount of times I'm just searching for findings, like when we're here,
Right, okay.
we're just looking for chain, especially chain. You'll find all these finding packs and everyone's nabbed the chain, because they always want the chain, you know, and even if you make whatever your designs, whatever the theme, you still need chain to hang it from. A lot of the time, you can make your own, but sometimes it's not needed.
No. Especially if that's not really your thing, making rosary links of chain. No, I quite agree. The chain it's actually become more and more of a feature of our designs, hasn't it? Because if you think about the sort of
cascades,
the waterfall designs,
tassels.
And we've got a clock on screen, so you've got about 40 seconds to take advantage of this particular wholesale opportunity before we move on to our next incredible clearance deal. 3 metres of chain, as Laura says, is pretty impressive as it is for under £30, and that's before you've taken into account, I mean, these, for example, over 2,000 spacer beads. I mean, can you imagine your micro macrame designs? They're going to take on a whole new dimension once you start to include these little silver-plated beads in there. Perfect for masculine designs as well, aren't they? But you can also use them to accent gemstones, can't you?
I like those little chains because, again, all you do is thread them on some beading wire and you've got an instant, like, ball chain.
There you go. You got that just in the nick of time there. We've got to move on to our next deal. Green apatite. Wow, as if it wasn't rare enough to bring you that sort of tropical blue, this is much rarer. Very, very, well, few and far between the opportunities to bring you this. I think I might have launched this particular strand. If that is the case, it does go to highlight just how rare it is, because actually that just goes to show I did launch the strand, but actually now we've got a last stock opportunity, so it's the same strand. So I think we might have had this once in the last 12 months. Certainly of this quality. I mean, imagine if you're struggling to get hold of chrome dioxide, but you want the colour tone. There you go, problem solved. There you go, that's so interesting. So from Dion's point of view, she's saying it's reminiscent of emerald. She sees emerald when she looks at this. And it is that traditional bottle green, isn't it? Yeah. Quite vivid tone.
Yeah, at first glance you would think it was chrome dioxide. It's just it's a little bit denser, I think, in the colour.
If I just get a bit of light going for you, can see that. For me, it's very, very similar. But, you know, it's about that colour tone. We know that it's going to work with any other gemstone. Again, one of Laura's sort of theories there, but you're quite right. And also, I think that richness of colour lends itself to quite elegant designs. That's the way I see it, because you've got that deeper saturation. And of course, when you're dealing with one of the rarest varieties of a gemstone that's rising in popularity, you know you're onto a winner. As I say, this might be a great opportunity to actually start investing your appetite now, because if you've got some of the alternative varieties, when it does hit sort of the mainstream when there is, whoever it is, the girl from Hollyoaks walking down the red carpet wearing her apatite earrings or whatever. She'll probably get them off Gemporia, to be honest. And then everyone's going to want to own it. And you can say, oh yeah, I've got apatite, don't worry about that. I've got neon apatite, I've got sky blue apatite, I've got bottle green apatite. How many designers are going to have that rare variety of the gemstone? Again, faceted rondelles, so they range in size from 3x2 to 5x2, 40 carats in total. $14.95 for 40 carats of green apatite there. The clock's coming in. Don't forget, we're not doing this to pressure you. I'm the one under pressure. I've got a lot to get through. The deals will remain online for 60 minutes. You'll still be able to phone through to our call centre to take advantage for the next 60 minutes. But if you do want to take advantage of the deal, I would probably come in earlier rather than later, because of course you are not under any pressure at all. There's no risk involved, and we've actually extended our money back guarantee well into January, I believe, so that will cover the Christmas period. So even if you do see something, maybe you've spotted something this evening and as a jewellery maker and you're thinking, oh, maybe this one, because you've got the individual rosary linked gemstones. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to click him over here. Do you know what? That's not the best one to show you, because the adularescence is shown on the wrong side of the gemstone for the studio lights. Hopefully that'll come through. So you've got moonstone. There you go, you can see that little bit of adularescence there. But you've also got labradorite, amethyst, peridot, carnelian, onyx. There you go, these are all the selection of gemstones you're going to get. See them all individually. But you get 25 of each. There you go, you can see them all there. So 25 individual gemstones with your rosary links attached. And yes, so carnelian, clear quartz, amethyst, labradorite, white moonstone, smoky quartz, peridot, black onyx, green aventurine and lapis lazuli. 25 of all of them. And then you've got 4 pairs of gold-plated shepherd hooks, 8 pairs of gold-plated S hooks. Sorry, not 8 pairs, 8 S hooks. They're the little connectors you can see at the bottom of the screen there. Then you've got 20 of your square beads, and of course the possibilities are endless with those. They could be used as charms, earring findings. You could sort of wire wrap gemstones onto those. As I say, possibilities are endless. You've got 1 metre of chain, you've got 20 jump rings, 10 of your square frame charms, you've got your floral charms there. Oh, you've got 3 of the little bird charms. And I think if you're looking online, these might have been described as eagle charms. They're not eagle charms, they're doves, aren't they? That's the sort of traditional symbol for like freedom and peace, that kind of thing. Nothing eagle about them. Okay, well, we haven't even brought the price on screen. Sorry, there's so many people coming through on the phone lines. Thought we had it on screen. $49.95. This is gold-plated copper. Huge carat weight of gemstones. You've got 125 carats in your gemstones. 338 pieces in total. You've got your shepherd hooks, your spacer beads. You've actually got these little floral charms as well, or even they could be used as maybe 4-leaf clovers. Look at those. So those are going to be perfect as little, maybe as little 4-leaf clovers. A little bit of luck. A lucky charm, perhaps. There you go. Couldn't resist. Okay, I'm going to move that to one side because you've only got 20 seconds left to get involved. So gold-plated copper findings and 125 carats of your individually sort of individual rosary link gemstones. I'm not quite sure how to say that. But the gemstones are awesome, aren't they? Amethyst, carnelian, clear quartz, smoky quartz, white moonstone, black onyx, peridot, lapis lazuli and green aventurine. All for $49.95. We're moving on. Got another deal? By the way, Pearl Mega Bundle coming up in less than 5 minutes time now. First come, first serve. First 77 people to get involved in that deal will be successful. We're moving on. Oh, I'll tell you what. I know what I'm going to match these crackled quartz up with. My black agate hearts. How about this for a monochrome effect, but with a bit of texture? I like that, Laura?
Very cool. Very cool.
Like that. Gold-plated findings again, just so the sort of...
Anything would work with that, as it would pick up any colour.
Yeah, of course, actually,
So,
the neutral
yeah.
effect. So silver for like very
Real sort of-
elegant designs.
I don't know, I think silver's party, screams party to me. I think if you wanted gold, it would break it a little bit more sort of, and copper's just fun.
There you go, I agree with that. There you go, I love these because you get that sort of mixture of textures, don't you? I mean, look at these. And how big are these? Are these 12 millimetres in size? About 12 mil? Oh yeah, sorry. Clues in the title, Ed. 370 carats of your white crackle quartz here. And so once again, totally neutral, go with any other gemstone, but you do have that point of interest, going to draw attention to the design because you've got those crackled inclusions. Absolutely phenomenal. They almost look like little mini snow globes, don't they?
They're gorgeous.
Really dramatic. 370 carats of white crackle quartz here, 12 mil round, so once again, going to make quite the impact on your designs. And here comes your price point. $9.95. Another added to your order price when you consider the kind of carat weight you're getting here, when you consider the amount of time that's gone in to creating these gemstones. You can't go wrong, but you have got around about 60 seconds before we move on to the next deal. They will remain on our website after that for 60 minutes or while stocks last. I can see this being very, very popular, particularly if people are maybe starting to develop their winter suites of jewellery, maybe seasonal designs for certain craft fairs. This just screams winter to me, those sort of Ice Queen designs that people might be starting to put together. We've got about 30 seconds before we move on to our superstar buy this evening, which is the wholesale pearl bundle, 10 strand super saver of cultured pearls. As I say, first come, first serve. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. It's as simple as that. If you're not on the phone lines early for your pearls, expect to miss out. It's going to be a sellout deal this evening. So get involved early on this particular deal. We'll have one little look at it before we go to the superstar buy intro. Here we go. Let me take you through it. 10 strands of individual cultured pearls, every shape, size and colour you could possibly want. You've got your peach pearls, your chocolate browns, your silvers, your multicoloured pearls, your mulberry tones, and you've got the femininity from your lavender and pink pearls as well. This is coming up for you at a wholesale price as a superstar buy now! Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time now for our superstar buy. Always the most exclusive launch of the evening. Tonight is no exception, but if you're not dialing that free phone number in the next couple of seconds, expect to miss out on this deal. I'm already seeing people come through on the free phone number. There's going to be a queue involved here, and if you place it in your basket, you need to check out immediately to avoid disappointment. I'm going to take you through each of the strands in turn, and we'll start with these because they're 7 by 6 millimeters in size, so slight elongation to the pearl. They're classified as bronze pearls, but I'm actually seeing more of a sort of smoky quartz or chocolate brown tone personally. That's the way I'm looking at them. Gorgeous. Then we've got your silver Baroque pearls, so a little bit more of an organic feel to the Baroque pearls because of the irregularities in the size and shape, but no less elegant, certainly not with that colour tone. In fact, love that combination of the silvers and browns. And then Ah, right, okay, so we've got the light pink Peridot. Oh, look at this, you see? I told you you're going to have to be quick. Look how quickly they're going. That's an attractive face. Wow, look at that. Half the stock virtually has been allocated already, and I've got about 20 people with it in their baskets as well. I'm only on to the third out of the 10 strands. Baby pink pearls there. Then, have a look at this, the peach tones there. Actually, those are really delicate, aren't they, those pinks, now that we put them next to the more apricot tones. There you can see over half the stock's already been allocated on this particular bundle. Very delicate peach pearls as well. So these are 4 by 2 millimeters in size. So very delicate. Those would be perfect for some of those intricate bridal commissions. First of our multicoloured strands here, and quite vibrant colour tones, sort of peridot greens, sky blues, even amethyst purples there, sort of coral tones as well. You might see those. That actually looks pretty festive, doesn't it? That'd be good for your Christmas designs. Another multicoloured strand here, but a bit more depth to the colour tones. So you've got golden shades, and again those chocolate browns and bronze tones, a little bit larger in size as well. These are 5 by 4, these ones are 6 by 5. Then have a look at this, perfect with your amethyst, sort of lavender tone from your pearls there. You can see that 2/3 of the stock's already been allocated. We'll just get to the end of the bundle before we bring the price on screen, because we've got these very sizable mulberry coloured Baroque pearls here. 11 by 9 millimeters in size, so could be seen as a luxury size. And then look at these, your champagne pearls. Absolutely exquisite. Again, slight elongation to the shape. Absolutely exquisite. 10 strands of cultured pearls available for one price this evening, $39.95. That's less than £4 per strand. Michelle has texted in to say £3.995 per strand. Awesome. There you go. So less than £4. Alicia also getting involved, commenting online, and says, this is fab. I have projects that I've been wanting to complete for a long time. This is allowing me to do it. Great deal. Thank you. Well, there you go. Thank you for getting involved this evening, everybody. Fantastic collection of pearls there. Something for every jewellery making scenario. And it's available right now for $39.95. That's less than £4 a strand. As we know, we're expecting to see a rise in the price of pearls in the coming year, purely based on the fact that we have new legislation affecting the cultured pearl industry. Sorry to jump over here, Laura.
No, you're good, yeah.
But what I was going to say is we've actually seen a 40% decrease in the cultivation of pearls over the last 6 months or so. So as you can imagine, that might have a knock-on effect. I'm not saying for sure. I think we've been pretty competitive with our pearls even since finding out this information. We have shared it with you, but I do expect to see a bit of a rise in the price of pearls in the coming year or so. So I would definitely snap these up at under £4 a pair. I mean, what were you thinking when we gave you this one?
I was thinking I better phone my mum up because she's going to go mad if she misses out, which I forgot. So if you did.
Well, Sue summed it up. Amazing price.
It is.
It is, isn't it?
It is. It's just ongoing. I think there's a nice variety. There's a bit of something for everybody in there, you know. Yeah. There's the multicoloured stones. I mean, this is obviously what I've made for it tonight. But I've made the hair comb.
Love that.
And then I've made the necklace.
That's very bridesmaid style colours as well, isn't it?
Yeah, bridesmaids. Yeah.
Purple tones.
But also, like, if you're going to the wedding.
Yes, of course.
So if you just want, if you've got a nice outfit, you just want something in your hair. And obviously I've used it with the sapphire in that necklace, and then I just kind of used the whole strand, and then I've mixed a couple of the colours up to make a twisted sort of.
Well, to be honest, with 10 strands of pearls, the world's your oyster.
Oh.
Right. Taxi! Sorry, couldn't resist. We are now approaching single figures of availability. Oh, I see. Okay, so we've got 11 available officially, but we've actually got 17 people that place in their basket. So even people who've added to the basket are definitely going to miss out. This is why I say you've got to check out instantly. And we've got a queue on the phone lines. It looks to me like that is going to be a sellout deal. So congratulations to everybody coming through for that particular deal. Thank you so much for putting this very impressive suite of jewellery together, Laura.
Welcome, we had great fun.
Yeah? Oh, that's what it's all about, having fun. That's what jewellery making is about, isn't it? 8 remaining, but as I say, about 15 people that in their basket. Can't go wrong if you're getting pearls for under £4 a strand.
You really can. And like I said, I've just found another strand that somehow
that evaded you at the time, did it?
You know, it's just ongoing. There's absolutely tons left, and it allows you to be really indulgent with your designs, I think. You know. Yeah,
I suppose that's something that sometimes people are almost compromising based on the number of gemstones they expected to put in their design. But when you've got this huge wholesale deal,
you can really be indulgent, you know, like putting it with the sapphire. It made the strand go on a little bit longer, so I was able to incorporate a little bit in with the hair slide, and probably could have made a little pair of earrings or something with them. So it enables you, you know, I put 3 strands together to make that necklace on the end, so I was able to just twist them all together, and I've still got absolutely tons left, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can see on your tray that you've
I've just
got a huge number of pearls.
You can see the chaos of what I've been working with today.
It looks like you've been having fun, and like you say, that's your approach to jewellery design. You have a free-flowing, creative outlook to it. You know, there are going to be people who are very methodical and stringent. They want to keep everything organised, but you know,
I'm not that person.
No, well, why should you be?
I try.
Have to say, there are going to be people that miss out on this deal, so our apologies. I tried to warn you. I warned you from the start of the show that I only had 77 to go round. If you're one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people with it placed in their basket, I would be one of the first 5 to check out. Otherwise, you are going to miss out. So that means 11 people definitely are going to miss out, and there may be people waiting in a queue. Of course, phone buyers, don't take my word for it. Make sure you speak to a member of the help team if you do want to take advantage of that deal. And all I can say is good luck at this point, because you've got less than 5 remaining in stock. $39.95 for 10 strands of pearls definitely represents a wholesale deal, and for a mineral that we expect to see rising in price over the next 12 months.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Laura, for joining us this evening. Always nice to get your insights, and I know that the audience love you and your designs, so it's great for you to join us. Thanks to Glenn and Sam for helping to put the show together. Of course, Dion for giving us all of the amazing clearance prices, and I think really we have to thank Bruce for cutting this handsome face in shot all night. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Thank you and good night.
Hello everybody, welcome to Designer Inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. My name is Rebecca Redican, and I am joined today by the ever so gorgeous Fleur. Hello, how are you?